Jamaica knows exactly what they're doing. Now, let me just go to this first to make my argument as to why I've come to that conclusion. Now, this is a scripture somebody sent me. Isaiah 9 verse 6 to 7. For a child will be born to us, a son will be given to us, and the government will rest on his shoulders, and his name will be called the Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Eternal Father, Prince of Peace. There will be no end to the increase of his government or of peace on the throne of David and over his kingdom, to establish it and to uphold it with justice and righteousness. From then on, forevermore, the zeal of the Lord of armies will accomplish this. Freedom, what are you doing? Now, ladies and gentlemen, when you look at Jamaica, do you see righteousness and justice prevailing in this country? Do you see peace? Do you see increase, as in prosperity? What you see with this government led by Holness is quite the opposite. I mean, if we really look at the political, what do you call it, geopolitics, Jamaica seems to be right in the middle of a potential WAR. You understand? United States is clearly upset with us because it appears as if Holness has been too buddy-buddy with China and other people, right? And of course, we see where Venezuela came the other day and gave relief, and no delegates. It was reported that no reports came out that no delegates from the government went out there to thank the Venezuelans. So the Venezuelans and America have problem, and so Jamaica, being that we have problem with the US because of other things, it appears that Holness has to be treading softly. But that's a whole other conversation. The fact of the matter is, this government has embraced witchcraft, promoted it. This government has made suggestions in Parliament that they are ready to legalize it or even have that discussion. Yes? So this person needs to come out from a live and go about their business, because you want to tell somebody what to do, but you don't want to tell the Prime Minister. You don't want anybody to tell the Prime Minister and give him criticism, but you're here to criticize my obesity. Look at you. Bye-bye. If you can have the freedom to criticize my obesity, right? And I'm being honest about that. Unlike a Prime Minister will tell a bag of lie, right? You can come and criticize my obesity, but you don't want people to criticize his corruption. You stink. Moving on. Clear corruption. You don't want people to criticize that. Anyway, let me go to this because there's a lot of things I want to talk about. Now, ladies and gentlemen, do you guys remember I'm going to show you how dishonest and evil and wicked the Jamaica Labour Party is. And it's not just Holness, it's all of them. All of them in the heads. Like, them get exposed time after time after time. Remember the picture with Mark Golding with the chain and the Rasta bridging, and they used it. How you doing, Lorna? And they used it against Mark Golding to suggest that a master mark, and they were very derogative, you know, and they, you see, lies. Tearing down the man character. Zine, look at this. Listen to this. Listen to that bridging here. That is the same bridging in the picture, you know. Listen to that interview here with that bridging up on the cleaner, because at first me I see it.
In Campbell, and he asked me, what is the purpose of the chain? And I said to him, for 7 years. asking me what was the purpose of the chain. So apparently it was overheard by David Campbell. And he asked me, what is the purpose of the chain? And I said to him, for 7 years, the Andrew Holness regime, or the Andrew Holness government, had us under bondage. That's what I said to him. And then the rest is history.
So the chain where the Rasta man did have, that was in the picture with Mark Golding, was the chain that Andrew Holness had on the country for the last several years. And it's coming out of the words of the Rasta man, you know. And I just want to make you see. Right? So we can have the reference. Right? 1 second, them people. They are hypocrites. And that lady will come on and talk about, like say she was some type of you know, black activist, and Mark Golding is just this evil white man that is here to try and carry us back into slavery. When the point of the matter is, ladies and gentlemen, when you look at the action of Andrew Holness, yeah, you can say he more is the one that is going to bring the Jamaican people into slavery. See the man there? Show no one go on. See the man there? See him there? Remember, go back and you're going to see the picture. Right? You're going to see the picture.
Asking me what was the purpose of the chain.
See there? See there? See the chain there? See the man there? Right? Yeah? See the man there? See the man we know them history there? Listen to him.
And he asked me, what is the purpose of the chain? And I said to him, for 7 years, the Andrew Holness regime, or the Andrew Holness government, had us under bondage. That's what I said to him. And then the rest is history.
So from then on, somebody went to Mr. Golding.
I don't know how he got the key, but apparently I gave them the key because I have the key.
Okay, so you gave, who did you give?
I gave one of the associate key.
Okay.
Right, so that you could have the lock. So you could unlock the lock.
Did you want him to unlock it?
Yes, I wanted him.
Why?
So Mark Golding was unlocking the chain. This was a symbolic message. Right? This was a symbolic message of the chains that Andrew Holness government has put on the people of Jamaica. And the Rasta man said he wanted Mark Golding to unlock the chain. So this was a prop, right? Wagwan Karen, this was a prop right here. I remember they used this to the T in the elections. And I was surprised to come across this video to understand. I'm just showing you how deceptive and wicked and lie the Jamaica Labour Party is. And they will use anything and by any means necessary to maintain power. They have no integrity. Right? That lady, what's she name? Sophia, whatever. I don't remember what she name. Where I try to look at stripe off of Mark Golding. And I try to look at come up politically. Tabo says she's a mental health expert. She need to go see a psychiatrist. You understand? For compulsive lying and misleading the people. Right? To suggest that this picture, without context, she put the context that she wanted on it. For say, Mark Golding was Master Mark. When this was a situation where Mark Golding was there to symbolically free the people from the black house slaves, the black slave masters that is holding down them own people. Yes?
Why? It's because Michael Manley.
And Michael Manley was a white man.
Yes, I'm a Michael Manley man.
Listen to this. Listen.
Michael Manley stands for and what he's done for people. I don't see color. I see the contents of one's character.
The man say he love Michael Manley to the core. The man say, I don't see color. I see the content of a man's character. And that is where we need to evolve, ladies and gentlemen. To see the content of a man's character. Because you see, if you don't evolve to this mental and spiritual maturity, what is going to happen to you is you're going to think every black man is for you. And one of them is going to cut your throat. Not literally, but you know what I mean. They're going to betray you. You understand? They're going to betray your very trust that you put in them. People are people. Whether Chinese, whether white, it doesn't matter. They have the potential for good and bad. Right? Once they're a human being. If you're going to talk about something outside of a human being, that's another conversation. Right? But listen to the man.
How you present yourself to me, how you carry yourself, how you conduct yourself, and how I judge you. I don't judge you from the color of your skin. Mark Golding is blacker than most people that have become.
Where you say me, General? Mark Golding is blacker than most people he has ever met. Talk up the things, them, my boss.
I've seen him on many occasions trying to try. As a matter of fact, when we went to Anatown recently, and George Brown and Mark Golding initiated the peace concept, I was there because I'm a human being and I want to walk with them. Because we want peace in our country, we want togetherness in our country, we want the bloodletting in our country to stop.
The man say more peace in the country. What is Andrew Holness in his actions, him and in parliament, through the whole campaign? What were they pushing? Separation. And if we don't think the separation done, we don't make a sad mistake. Just indulge me a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. Let me show you what I'm talking about, all right? Just indulge me a little bit. All right? Like I told you, I have a lot I want to talk about. And most of the time, I be freestyling. Zulika. Right? Zulika Jess. Big her up. Let me show you how much they continue to create separation amongst the people. Right? Juliet Holness was in Santa Cruz recently. Yes? And I want to listen to this.
I'm not check for you. I'm check for something for you. No, it's not possible. I'm not check for you. I'm check for something for you.
Somebody actually come up here. What?
Santa Plaza, Juicy, so who your vote for when me come from them party? You say no, I go to me say yes, who your vote for? You said yes. The man say alright, I'm going to go to come.
Oh my God.
Yeah, look, so I'm a sort of original and drive past.
Lord have mercy. Well, that's
when I look at the thing.
So, let me tell you something.
No, it's not possible.
So that is Zulika Jess, right? And in her constituency, right, there's a trend happening with the labor rights them. From the head, Andrew Holness started off when he went out to do the assessment. I said it before, and the other day in Parliament, Mr. Floyd Morris said it. He said an opportunity was missed by the Prime Minister to show a real leadership in unity. Right? Let me say PMP team. To show a real leadership to unify the country. Let me see if I can find the exact part.
Because I understand that the units, the modular homes, they are houses in terms of assisting the homeowners across this country, in terms would assist in clearing those roads that were cut off. Mr. President, I appreciate the tremendous search and rescue mission effort. And we, as a part of the opposition, support that call to the governed by the Honorable Minister on Education. We are in this thing together because, Mr. President, the truth of the matter is that when the hurricane landed in Jamaica, it never looked or searched for the greens or the orange. It affected everybody.
Quite so.
The area, the affected parishes. And so, Mr. President, I am very disappointed.
Yes.
That initial effort was not seized upon by the Prime Minister.
Oh.
For the Greens.
Right, that's so.
If on that initial flight by the Prime Minister.
Wait, right, that's so. All right, cool.
To give support.
Listen to this. I make the argument a long time, but listen to Mr. Floyd Morris.
As we call for unity.
Yes.
I wondered where we would have been today.
Yes.
If on that initial flight.
Yes.
By the Prime Minister.
Uh-huh.
To St. Elizabeth.
Yes.
If the leader of the opposition was with him.
Ah.
And the powerful signal
yes.
sent to this nation.
Yes.
That we are in this
thing together. So, ladies and gentlemen, everything lead back to Andrew Holness. Everything, the way how the MP them is moving, the way how his wife is moving, his wife go to Santa Cruz, them a give out care packages. And what happened? Them a ask people, not necessarily the wife per se, you know, but the people them a work around the wife. It is alleged, based off of what the lady said, right, that they are asking people who they voted for. So this division is still being perpetuated by the government. And it started with the leader, right? Because the fact of the matter is, you have to go back right to the source, you know. You have to go back right to the source. Yes, you, the manager of these resources, has to ensure and make it categorically clear. And if any reports of those types of things happen, you have to take action towards people that are doing it. Whether it be MP or not, if they lose them work, they must be kicked out of the government immediately for being partisan. In a time like this, when every single person was affected, not just PMP, not just JLP. So how dare you go into a constituency, one, not tell the MP that you're coming, Miss Juliet Holness, and you're not the only one that has done it. That is the first wrong move, because if you really were about uniting and being, you know, non-partisan, right? You would have called the MP would have toured with you, right? And then you would have given out the packages while the MP was there. It's simple respect. But this government cannot seem to show simple respect to their opposition. And I want to ask you the question, if they cannot show respect to their opposition, that is second in command to them, why do you think they're going to show respect and love for you, the citizens? Jamaica, we are in trouble. And it's God alone can get you out of this trouble. But we have to submit to God. Because if we don't, we're going to continue to suffer. How can you have a God that loves you so much, sending out warning and telling you, listen, if you want to come out of this predicament, what you need to do is this, and we continue to not do it? Make it make sense, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to give you another example of what I'm talking about in terms of a pattern with the government. Like I said, what's his name again? Mr. Dwayne Vaz. Yes, Dwayne Vaz. He reported on same, right? See it here, Dwayne Vaz. He reported on something similar. See it here? See it here?
You're a member of parliament for Central Westmoreland.
Yes.
Many of you would remember when I spoke in parliament the other day, accusing the minister and his ministry of politicizing the distribution of resources.
Yes.
From the government.
Yes.
And they denied what I said. The Prime Minister even went on his high horse and tried to deny what was being said.
Mm-hmm.
But what I can say is that since then, the ministry has been down here twice without consultation with me, the member of parliament. They were here on Tuesday, and it was late in the evening when I was made aware that they were here distributing resources, even though the former member of parliament was informed and was there. Today,
you hear that? The former member of parliament, the one that lost was given a phone call, but the one that is actually running the place. See, this is a pattern that has been going on with the Jamaica Labour Party. Remember when Everald Warmington said, no PMP now spend fee money, which was our tax dollars. Who remember? Or did we forget? Did we forget? Did we forget when Desmond Mackenzie said he will not surrender Jamaica to the PMP? Did we forget? This is a pattern with the Jamaica Labour Party. And I'm telling you, they're going to be exposed more and more, and God is going to take them down. And the plagues, more plagues are coming. There will be trouble, ladies and gentlemen. There will be trouble. As long as the Jamaica Labour Party is in power, there will be trouble. And if you think I lie, me I tell, let me show you something. No, I don't want, it's them page there. We have to go open my next page. Yeah, man. Go open my next page, guy, right, you know. Oh, this bigger than Kingsley Health. Alright, Kingsley Health. Yeah. Packages are roll out. What? Cement for me.
Peace and love. Peace and love. Yeah, man. Peace and love.
Oh gosh, man. The man roll out cement. Alright, I buck up on that. So I have to go highlight that bridge in there. I like that. I love that. Zine. Everybody I do them thing. Let me see. BOLO VNR. Alright. Bag of disrespecting, brother. Zine, but this are gonna happen to them. This right as so.
But the judgment, and the Lord told me to tell the leader of this land that as long as they are in power, trouble is going to follow them. Right now.
As long as they are the leader of this land, trouble is going to follow them. You don't see what going on? You don't see trouble start and uptick. The man them curse, brother. Because of the lies, the deception, the evil, the wickedness. Man, them about them are like Kangle, all bag of things, brother. You understand what I say? We can't go on like so we want to ignore these things while we see it happening. Cannot ignore it. I'm going to find back the exact video they were Pastor did in that yellow shirt there. I eat this? Let me see.
What the Lord is revealing to me pertaining to this present government, that there will be constant war among them.
Alright, I think I ate this. I think I ate that. When him have the afro. Yeah, man. I ate this, man. Yeah, man. I ate this.
Contacted. They are calling me. Interviews are coming. People are inspecting the prophecies, the visions that the Lord has given unto me for the nation of Jamaica. And we've all seen the manifestation. Only the evil ones from the evil territory still saying that I'm false and I'm fake and I'm an imposter. However, that's their conclusion, that's their opinion. Hallelujah. But we've got to talk a little about the local government election and what has been happening since the conclusion. And we see where there was a fight for the KSSC that is down in Kingston. And they said that they have won. Yet, I think it's Winston Ennis who withdrew himself from that position and expressed that he wants to protect his character, his moral integrity, his family, etc. Then another video was done, which psychological, those who work in the psychological realm know that either he has been threatened, because the tone of voice is saying that the last video that Winston Ennis did, he was threatened. He was threatened, I don't know by whom, for him to reinstate himself, but he's not comfortable. But the judgment And the Lord told me
Yes.
to tell the leader of this land that as long as they are in power, trouble is going to follow them. Right now.
On the air. As long as Andrew Holness in power, trouble is going to follow them. God is not with this administration, ladies and gentlemen. Let's continue.
The minister himself was in central Westmoreland without consulting with me as a member of parliament, distributing resources, and guess where? At the house of a labor rights activist in Savlamar.
Wow.
That is where they were today, distributing the resources from the government. No consultation with me, as usual, but yet they claim that they are not politicizing the distribution of resources. I am saying what the minister and the ministry is doing must stop right now. This is not about PNP or JLP.
Sorry about that.
We're trying our best to reach everybody in this disaster. We know the place was devastated. People, it is not time now to be trying to pick out who is who, or trying to look from distributing resources. So what I'm saying going forward, we would appreciate if the minister would make a consultation with me and my team when you're coming in or when you're going to distribute any resources from the government. Dwayne Vaz here.
So, on a year. So this, but telling us that Andrew Holness government is a weapon that is farmed against Jamaica. I don't think I joke me, I make. Right? From him own movements, he set the tone. First thing him do I go St. Elizabeth and tell we say can't land Westmoreland. And then Wafi, because the media, the overseas media was there, was pontificating, big word. Zane, as if, oh, you know, gentlemen, you know that if I was able to land, my friend, I would have landed in Westmoreland. Lie. Lie, Mattel. Them still a play politics same way. You hear me, I tell you? I just treat it stink. If overseas media never they all know people know Westmoreland would not suffer. You hear me, I tell you, say? If the overseas media was not covering this and talking about the fact that Westmoreland are straight orange and the ruling party never win there, you think say I feel hospital would have reached Westmoreland? And all of these things? Right now, some of my comrades, them not even want to send no money through the government because them feel like say, yo, you think them not going to reach the people, them, brother. You hear me, I tell you? That is the reality. So when you hear this gentleman on the screen talking about the symbolism of the chain, you remember the picture with Mark Golding and the Rastaman and the chain, mommy? Yes. When I try to say Mark Golding when I master Mark, yes. More you listen to that Virginia. At him and the Rastaman. The man say, he wanted Mark Golding to unlock the chain because Andrew Holness are holding the government holding the people for several years. I go play it back. I play it back from the start. And this man will book up another video. Listen to this.
Asking me what was the purpose of the change. So apparently it was overheard by David Campbell. And he asked me, what is the purpose of the change? And I said to him, for 7 years, the Andrew Holness regime, or the Andrew Holness government, had us under bondage. That's what I said. And then the rest is history.
So from then on, somebody went to Mr. Golding.
I don't know who got the key, but apparently I gave them the key because I have the key.
Okay, so who did you give it?
I gave one of the associate the key.
Okay.
Right, so that you could have the lock. So you could unlock the lock.
Did you want him to unlock it?
Yes, I wanted him.
Why?
Why? It's because I'm a Michael man.
And Michael Manda was a white man?
Yes, I'm a Michael Mandy man. I love the very poor. And what he's done for people. I don't see color. I see the contents of one's character. How you present yourself to me, how you carry yourself, how you conduct yourself, and how I judge you. I don't judge you from the tone of your skin. Mark Golding is blacker than most people that I've ever met.
Mark Golding is blacker than most people that I've ever met. And that the man saying, the man said, I don't see the content. I don't see the color of a man's skin. I see the content of his character. Your deeds. Isn't that the way that Jesus wants us to do it, ladies and gentlemen? Isn't that the right way, guys? So if you labor right, they now follow this. You know, say they now go on good. You know, say them not ready. You know, say that devil them a follow, they now follow God. Because this campaign of them a campaign over Mark Golding being a white man. Absolute rubbish. Me say it already and me say it again. White men and women were responsible for helping black people in the Underground Railroad. So not every white man or white woman is bad people. And that's just the truth of the matter. So it is quite ridiculous and unintelligent and just mischievous, evil and wicked of the Jamaica Labour Party to have campaigned against Mark Golding's skin color when there are so many of them in their party that are not black. Right? Daryl Vaz, many of them over there that support that party, them are not black people. And all of them don't want to lose them visa to America, but them a fight black, them a fight the white man. Make it make sense. They are so scared of losing their visa that they would not dare stand up to Netanyahu at the UN and say, you are wrong for unaliving women and children. This is no longer a war. This is genocide. They are so scared of standing up and saying that, or even having a silent vote to vote against Netanyahu. Right? The man is such a weak jellyback in a leadership. You can push them around all about the place. No, and let me tell you something. If you don't think say a lie, me I tell, let me play this. I'm going to show you how much the man them cannot afford to lose them visa. What that video there? Mighty God, where is it? Let me find it. Let me find it. Let me find it. What him name? My man from Nationwide. What that video there, the Father God? Where is that video? Trust me, I'm gonna find it. Ah, here it is.
We cannot. He's only done matter damage, as he has been doing, and matter damage. But Holness and Johnson Smith have to take care of Jamaica's best interest, while
Marvin, big up.
Support and solidarity, remember that word? Solidarity with the people in Gaza and Palestine. But we can't do it in a way that is confrontational and adversarial. So this man is not given to anything but vengeance and transaction. And when you put it bluntly, you will simply say, Jamaica, okay, we're going to take away the visas. Okay? And take away the Jamaican visa. Which government in Jamaica could survive if it is a situation where it is fraudulent because of the action or what you have said will now occasion America taking away Jamaicans' visa. Jamaicans looking at you. And there's a few things that we covered more than our precious American visa. And he is quite prepared to use that. What is my take on it?
I am momentarily rendered speechless. And as I gather my thoughts, let me tell you why I was momentarily rendered speechless. This man equated being cautious so as to one, keep political power. Because if they stood up and did the right thing, which is walk out when Netanyahu was speaking, which is vote for peace when the vote was happening at the UN with the 193 countries, it could
jeopardize Jamaica's visa. So, in essence, Jamaica having a visa to go to the United States in his purview, and JLP maintaining power as a political party is more important than taking a stance against what is wrong.
So, you understand what I talk about? Here, that is it.
I've seen it on many occasions, trying to try. I'm not talking about when we went to Anatone recently, and George Bang and Mark Golden initiated the peace concept. I was there because I'm a human being and I walk the walk with them. Because we want peace in our country, we want togetherness in our country, we want the bloodletting in our country to stop. And that is what has puked my stomach. To even further wear this chain, because the chain is heavy.
Now, in terms of peace in Jamaica, remember when there was a protest at Sam Sharp? Andrew Holness went on a political platform and told his people to go out there and protest against the protests. He even told them to protest in their workplace. Mash up people's business. How are you going to protest in your workplace? You know, mash up people's business, sir? Meanwhile, your protest is supposed to do your work. Andrew Holness said that, you know, because he made an effort to continue to separate the people of Jamaica more than they are already separated. As a matter of fact, I'll take it a step further. When you talk about bloodletting, Andrew Holness called for a meeting in a halfway tree when he knew that on that same day, Mark Golding already for weeks set up a meeting, a political meeting at Crossroads. And because Mark Golding, the white man, that is not an evil person like Andrew Holness, that wants to protect all citizens of Jamaica and not have them have conflict with each other, Mark Golding humbly canceled his meeting or postponed it until a later date, because Andrew Holness knew exactly what he was doing when he wanted to keep that meeting in halfway tree. That would have ended up in, I'm telling you, conflict straight up and down between the PMP and the JLP. No doubt about it. But God said no. God said no, ladies and gentlemen. God said no. Because you see, Andrew Holness is going to be taken out by God himself. Yes, all conditions that are created for Andrew Holness to exit office is all orchestrated by the Almighty God. Joanne, how are you doing? And I'm telling you, I said this from September 3rd, ladies and gentlemen. Watch God work, because the truth is like oil, you know. It's going to rise above the water. It's going to be at the top of the water. Donna, how are you doing? It has to surface. Right now, they are trying to cover the truth, which is oil, with a bunch of water. Just cloud it and try to cover it with water. But as days pass by and hours and minutes, the Andrew Holness regime, and I say regime for a specific reason, right? Because you can see the dictatorship forming. Yes, but God said no. God said no, ladies and gentlemen.
People in this country, a lot of people are afraid to come forward and talk about the weight that is on their neck. I'm not afraid.
You know how long ago that? And now we have more weight for our neck because we just get a disaster a while ago, a judgment from God. And Andrew Holness is another judgment with his handling of the disaster, interfering with the ODP-EM. Him and his government, I dare say, weakening it. Quite incompetent, in my opinion.
You're afraid of men who are earnest are not afraid of consequences.
Wearing the chain, we're sending a message to the Jamaica Labour Party.
We're sending a message to the people of Jamaica. It's time for them to open up their eyes and see what is happening around them and make the decision that they see. Who do you want to lead? You want someone who's concerned about your welfare, or you don't want someone who's concerned about your welfare?
Yeah, what the man say? Who do you want to lead you? Someone that's concerned about your welfare or someone that is not concerned about your welfare? Ladies and gentlemen, you don't need glasses to see Andrew Holness not care about your welfare. The people them down at St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, all over the island, how much days them take for car food come governor. The man all tell lie, say there's no need, and we can't see a lie now, that there's no need for ID and TR in the initial stages. When Mr. Isaac Buchanan come out 3 times on 3 different occasions we mean know about, and let it be known that it is a protocol by the government. Right? I did a video on that, ladies and gentlemen. I want to encourage you guys to go and watch that video. All that are here right now. Right? Watch this video. Wait there. You see this video? Oh my God. ID and TRN for relief aid who lied and why they lied. Right, yes, sir. Go watch that full video. You hear me, people? All right. Moving on.
We remember that the...
Like up the live, guys. Like up the live.
Referred to him as Massa Mark. And you know that this is how the Massa was the man who was in charge of he was the Massa to the masses. It happened on Sunday. Today is Tuesday. In hindsight, do you see anything wrong with that kind of imagery, or would you have done it again?
That's $1 million question. I've done it again. For the over 10, for the over 50, because this is important now. For the over 15,000 children that has been missing between 2010 and 2020. We don't know where they are. We don't know if they're murdered. We don't know if they're human trafficking.
People, when you hear that? 15,000 children from 2010 to 2020 was missing in Jamaica. We don't know if they're gone for human trafficking. We don't know. I have yet to hear the government come out and focus a task force on 1, preventing children from being abducted, and 2, heightening the penalty of those found to abduct children, and 3, actually finding the children that were abducted. I have never heard any press conference this is an emergency in a country where the people them, not enough children are being produced anyway. So when you have 15,000 of those that were produced being abducted, kidnapped, missing, what do you think is going to happen to the country? The people are the greatest resource. And this government is like they don't understand that, because if they did, they would have been helping the people in St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, Hanover, St. James, Trelawney, St. Mary, East Portland, all areas affected all over the island. They would have been helping them to get back on their feet faster, instead of making statements like it is not the government's responsibility to feed everybody after a freaking hurricane category 5. Huh? That is one of the statements that Andrew Holness is said to have made to Isaac Buchanan. It is not the government's responsibility to feed everybody. And you telling me that Andrew Holness is somebody that cares about the people? That's what you want to tell me. But them give people 15 years for tie gun. Make it make sense. Thank you, Martha. Make it make sense. Where is the energy for the children that has been kidnapped? The thousands of children. Isn't that an alarming statistic, ladies and gentlemen? Almost 5 children a year. No, sorry. My apologies. Hear me talk about 5. When I divide 20 into 15,000, what you get? 10, 2010, 10 into 15,000 again. Now 1,500. 1,500 children on average per year from 2010 to 2020 has been abducted, missing, can't find, case still open. And you're telling me that that is not a cause for imminent concern? Like the first 3 years, you're supposed to go, wait a minute. Whoa, what is going on here? What is this? Right? Make a continue.
Okay, we don't know if the human sacrifice. 15,000 children has been missing. And I'm from 2010. Since the beginning of this year, what is the crime stat? Maybe over 800 people murdered. Before the 4th of September, over 800 teachers sent in their resignation. I'm an intelligent man. They say you can read this, thank a teacher. These things happen. A dead pregnant mother lying on her back, those imagery, permanent detection of mine, a 16-year-old a complete family murder. But that made the chain again? For those reasons? Yes.
Did you ask that Mr. Golden?
See here what I'm saying? He might give you examples of the symbolism of the chain of a government of Andrew Holness. All the things that you see happening are children missing, the crime rate going up, people suffering, can't find food to eat, right? All of these things the chain represent. And Mark Golden was the one, and obviously with God's authority, if you come cut and break the chain. Right? So the man has said, would I do it again? Nothing is wrong with the imagery as long as you have the right context to the image. Period.
The one to pull the thing. No, did you tell them that you wanted him?
Yeah, I wanted him.
Your preference for him as against an objective camp?
Why would I give the key to someone who wouldn't be in a position to make changes? You have to give the key to someone.
Whoa, you see the wisdom. Because even the girl who asked the question seemed like she racist too, you know. Why wouldn't you give the key to Dr. Nathan Campbell? The man said, why would I give the key to somebody that cannot affect change? It's not about him skin color. Mark Golden is the leader of the opposition. Mark Golden is the leader of the People's National Party. You don't go to a kingdom and give the chancellor the mandate. You have to speak to the king. When a prophet goes to a kingdom, who him talk to? You think him talk to nobody below the king? You have to talk to the king. King, this is what God said. And make sure you do the right thing. Or else, moving on. You not talk to no local guy. You want to make sure, say, and no disrespect to Mr. Dr. Nathan Campbell. I'm not saying he's a little guy. I am saying there's a chain of command and you want to go to the top of the chain. Not second, third, fourth, fifth. The man is absolutely right. You go to the person that can affect the change. We don't look at skin color. Suppose the prophet was to operate the same way. The prophet of God. The men and women of God. God give you a mandate. Go and talk to the president. The president is white. But because he's white, they want to talk to the black man. That is his second in command. And not the president. So we are doing, you disobey God. Madness. Because of your own what? Prejudice. Madness. You go give the man the message and him yam the message. And the message don't reach the man. I blood that by your hands, you know, because God I got pissed off, you know. You feel what I'm saying? It don't make any sense what they're actually positing. And the question them ask over and over are just nonsense. And the man just expose them more and more. It is very simple. The content of the man's character. Not the color of his skin. Focus on his character. Point blank, period.
In a position to make changes. Giving Mark Golden the key is also further reminding him that we're struggling with something. When you get into power, Mark, don't forget. We are here suffering and struggling.
What about him that makes you see him as that person that can remove the change or make it lighter?
I'm more or less two political parties that you guys from the most position. You know, my goal is, I'm strong. If he's bringing down the neck, then what would I do to keep it?
So basically, we have limited choices, miss. Andrew Holness are so 5 people them and Mark Golding at the opposition. So me can't get Andrew a key. You get it now? Make we see if she can ask our next question.
It's obvious, next question.
Obvious.
I am a Michael Manley man. Something about Michael Manley. Mark Golding. He must have learned something along the line of this great leader. That even Jamaica Labour Party supporters see him as the best Prime Minister that ever come up to Jamaica.
And very excellent point. And he was a white man. And them same one see him as the best Prime Minister ever. I think even Bruce Golding follow Michael Manley. Andrew Holness, I believe his father was a Manleyite and name him Michael Andrew Holness or Andrew Michael Holness. So you see the impact what Michael Manley had on the people of Jamaica. Because of what he did for the people. He walked with the people. He didn't act as if he was more than the people. A lot of these politicians act like they're more than the people. Down at downtown, you hear what the lady saying at the video we played yesterday? The politician, them drive past the sewage water and wind up their window. Them don't stop. Them know the situation and then don't make no calls on behalf of the people. And say, listen, why am I driving? Why are the people in downtown? You know, sewage water is piling up and packing up. This is an unhealthy situation. The people must sell food. Who is responsible? We need to get this situation fixed immediately. Sometimes I one phone call the politician them have to make it. Why nobody never make the phone? They don't care.
Friend views on the symbolism of what they saw. This white man touching the chain.
Yeah, they kept saying he placed the chain around my neck. That's not true.
Okay.
You hear that? You hear that? They said Mark Golding placed the chain around his neck. That's not true. Daniel, how you doing? You hear that? Mighty God, what a wicked imitation to them people I lie them tell for market China. The whole campaign, them a campaign for this picture here and about Master Mark and Dirty Everald Warmington. I can talk about slave master and antecedents. When we find out the film people them have a slave master too. Film great people them a slave master too. We have a much slave. Only thing say white people alone have slave. Only thing you go learn in the history. I mean I talk about in America and Jamaica. Only thing say white people alone have slave. Only make a sad mistake. That me I tell you no.
And I bought as a symbol for my people. So it was never given to me.
Right. And this is not something that the people in PNP knew about.
No, before no, until I got there, no, I didn't know anything.
Right.
I want that to be categorically clear.
Yes.
That they had nothing to do with that decision. Yeah. We're in a chain around my neck.
Yes. And it was.
So the PNP has been dissolved of any involvement in this whole skit more than he asked Mark Golding to unlock the lock. That is it. They had no prior knowledge about this particular skit that the Rastaman did. And the man said, I want to make it categorically clear. Why was this not brought up? And why may I tell you, say, hey,
it was their choice.
My soul and my choice. Right. It wasn't forced at gunpoint or anything.
Yes.
It was a way of me expressing myself. It's the way of me reminding myself of what has been happening.
What is your message to all of the persons who see this as something negative or who see this as something that the party should not have?
Okay. A lot of people say it's disrespectful, it is distasteful. It is unpatriotic. Don't you think that the many children and the murdering of our children and the women is distasteful? It's disrespectful of our country and our women? Our children moving out, our teachers moving out of Jamaica at an alarming rate? It's funny that we have so much people concerned about the symbolic chain that held us captive. And the chain are still there. Invisible chain. Remember that on the Marcus Garden said, wasn't bad man, emancipate yourself from into slavery. None can ourselves teach.
Yo, I love the Rasta bridge there. The wisdom. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. So they have misguided rage. They are more concerned about a picture than the realities that are being faced by the people of Jamaica. That's what the man is saying, you know. The 15,000 kids that were missing. All the women that are being raped in Jamaica. The young, the females, the underaged. All the young men that are being unalived in the street by both gangsters and the police. Right? All of these things, the corruption in the government. Why are none of these people in the JLP was outraged when Andrew Holness' statutory declaration report came out? Non-certified. Why weren't they enraged about the potential of massive level of corruption, possibly money laundering, potential money laundering, in that the report suggested, based off the movement of money? It mirrored that of money laundering and stuff like that. I'm not saying it's money laundering, you know. I'm saying the possibility, the potential. Look up what them mean. It means that after investigation, it's quite possible that it could be yielded that those things were happening. Quite possible. But I'm not saying that's what happened, because I don't know. Right? Why weren't they outraged by this? Why weren't they angry about Andrew Holness having a charity, which he said was not really a charity, but people could have misled it to be a charity, put their money in there, and then him use the money from the charity that is not a charity to invest in their own business? Why weren't they outraged about this? Why weren't they outraged about Andrew Holness taking his best friend and business partner, or friend and business partner, and actually putting him into the two organizations in his office that deals with the very thing that they're in business about, real estate? Why was nobody outraged? I told you that this government and Andrew Holness is the weapon that has formed against the people of Jamaica, and this man was clearly demonstrating that with the shackles and saying, yo, Marky G, we need to pull them shackles here, my general. But Jamaica dropped the ball on September 3rd. But all in God's plan. Because who can hear them have a feel? And Hurricane Melissa was the first. Hurricane Melissa was the catalyst of everything else that is to come in terms of judgment to Jamaica. Watch and you will see, as the prophet says, Apostle Jeffrey Shuttleworth, watch and you will see Jamaica.
Said that. They tried to give him that one. He said that.
Marcus Garvey.
And Marcus Garvey also said, God and nature made us, but we, through our own creative genius, made ourselves.
I tell you, man. Oh, boy, I tell you, hey, yo. I'm glad to find that clip there. I shouldn't even know. People are positive. This right here is a positive. Yeah, man.
We said we were not leaving Jamaica until you had a house standing, step down.
See it there? Flat.
What you need to make it a little better.
You hear what the man say? Man say him need a little zinc. Man say him need a little zinc. Lord have mercy.
Standing, step down.
This is where you're sleeping now. What you need to make it a little better. Uncle, just look at it.
Only hear what the man say? The first thing the man do was give praises to God. And that's why I share that video. First thing the man do was give praises to God. Listen to this, there's more.
Yeah.
No sleep. Oh, he used to drive properly. He used to be a window. Now, Uncle, come show them your new. Yeah, show them that.
Yo, the tarpaulin used to be the man window when Hurricane Melissa gone. Boy, when Hurricane Melissa lick and gone about our business.
You are the first architect in Jamaica.
I don't know if this man is them uncle for true, but them people are, I believe them are some celebrity or something, you know. Musician or something.
To build a house from foundation up in 3 days. How did you make sure that Uncle's house is secure?
So you hear that? Uncle get some hurricane clamps on him house now. Hurricane, him get some hurricane clamps on him house. And if you notice how them build it, you see the board here, so it actually is like it merged into the cement. So that even more reinforcement. See that? You see that? Yo, that bad, you know? Yo, this bad. Me not lie. So like the wind can't really catch on at this thing too much. If you say lift it up. So yeah, it's a good look. The man starts singing. Watch out. On my table, shoes on my feet, you gave me your love, Lord, and a fine family. Thank you, Lord, for your blessings on me. Hey, man, I tell you, this touch me heart, man, when me hear the man sing. And I give praises to God in the video. And we have to, brother, we have to make sure, say, we give God the glory we deserve. Because if we don't, God will go wrath. We have to recognize the mercy we God to show we. Because if we don't, God will go wrath. Tell me, I tell you no. But this was good. This was good. You know? We need to see 10,000 more video like that. 10,000 more people where I get help. You understand? But pestilence.
Born again believers, cry out like you've never cried out before.
Judgment.
For the plagues will intensify across Jamaica until Jamaica bows before me. I see hospitals being inundated, and especially with what's happening already, there is...
What does inundate mean? Pretty much overwhelmed, but I'm going to show you. You see hospitals being inundated. Inundated. Inundated, overwhelmed. See there? You know, say, I'm kind of alright in a bright part of things. Sometimes. Yeah, man. Inundated mean overwhelmed people. So, when him see the hospitals being inundated, it means that they're overwhelmed. Whole heap of people are go there. All I outbreak them. Leptospirosis, all type of thing. The plague them we are going to lick Jamaica. The water contaminated, right, by all type of thing. And people are drinking and bathe with it. Hospitals them is going to be inundated, overwhelmed. Too much people and can't manage. Zane, watch for the month of December. Listen.
Not enough place or spaces. The healthcare practitioners are being overworked.
Stress out.
Working long hours. Brace yourself for more health-related issues. As the plagues intensify, I hear flu-like symptoms. And I see lots and lots of people seeking medical attention. Lots and lots of people with breathing issues.
Breathing. Wow.
As we go into December. So the Lord said, pray. For I shall continue to speak to Pharaoh through plagues.
Our Pharaoh. When me telling you say Jamaica I go constantly under problem because of Andrew Holness. You don't think a joke? The man said God say ain't gonna speak to Pharaoh using plague. So them have to kneel and bow to the Most High, and if they don't, the aftermath is something that we don't want to see, ladies and gentlemen. You hear me? I tell you, that at the entire Jamaica, the Lord asks for 3 days of fasting, prayer, mourning, and repentance, and them the 2-day prayer. Them is out of order. Them is out of order. Them are violating Most High.
And not just Pharaoh, but the people of Jamaica.
Hear that? All right.
But the nation of Jamaica must bow before me, said the Lord, for 3 consecutive days. The nation must be locked down, and I must, hallelujah, be worshipped, yes, through purposeful, as it were, prayer. 3 days of national mourning, fasting, prayer, and repentance. Jamaica must bow before me. The month of December shall be unlike any other December you have ever experienced, said the Lord.
Oh, I box I do it. Come here, I wonder why the phone is shit, so. At the box I do it. The base on the box.
Hallelujah. Pray against the rise in suicide.
Mighty God.
Not just among adults, but among children.
Jesus.
Not just among children, but among the elderly. Pray against the rise in homicides. For I see an upshot or an uptick in suicide, and not just suicide, but homicides. In other words, murders, violent crime.
Wow.
As Pharaoh hardened his heart,
hey,
and the people continue to rebel, I shall increase the plagues upon Jamaica.
Why people? Me can't tell you say. Me can't tell you say. Even this a Virginia.
You can't stay there.
Listen what this man here say.
Why you see him boat? Sorry for I reach you, dog. Sorry, bro.
What?
Why you get caught in a too much fuck, but I can tell you the Jamaicans, you can go and stand there, yeah?
Thank you.
I feel like
thank you, God, for this meal.
One thing I know.
Thank you, Mommy.
Anybody with trouble with them, never got trouble or get involved in where them get involved in rata bring up on the country. You hear me, I tell you no? Anybody with got trouble with them, never trouble or pick up with them, never pick up. Rata bring up on the country. When you hear me, I tell you no. When you hear me, I tell you no. Put it back. Leave it alone. One tell yourself, say, yo, you're not going to be a part of what going on out here. One thing I know them tell me from where I grew up, granny, I always tell you, old people tell me, it's when you dig hole, dig 2. One for you, and one for who you dig hole for. You see, anybody who got trouble with them not for trouble, pick up with them not for pick up. Yeah, so me never tell you no. Jamaica, you listen, you know. And the end of the story this, you know. More is yet to come. I wonder if you notice how you slowly be 80 under style. You can blood food go on there. And stay there they play fool, yeah? All who trouble with them not for trouble, put it back. Not for no. Yeah, so me never tell you no on a regular scenario go on again, you know. And a look regular shooting, regular stabbing, raping and robbing. Bigger than that I go on, you know. The thing turn up now. You me I tell you no. Higher places and higher things are happening out there, you know. Yeah, so me never tell you know. Put it back.
Why may I tell you, all the regular people wanting to come from? People can feel it, bro. What you say? The tadpole, yeah, man, Mary, yeah, we see it. I'm sure it. Ryan Campbell, what's up, bro?
Mr. Holness, sir, you really sent Pernell Charles out here to come and tell the Jamaican people that those who suffer the hands of Melissa must have them relatives put them up until they sort out Austin solution. Look how wicked, man. Like you don't understand, say Melissa gone with relatives and everybody things. You want the people to go pack up in a sardine tin in our one room where they don't have nothing already? You want the people to go pack up in where them don't have Mr. Honest, where you don't send some buses down the country and tell the people them to load up as many people as them can load up on the bus and go put in at the $800 million house where you have, sir, where we money, taxpayers' money bill. Why you don't pack up the people them in there? The hotel down St. Hansville where Jamaican people pay tax for. Why you don't send the people them down there, go and live a little bit? The places that we pay $400 million for a year, we're still not occupied until today. Why you don't send for the people them and let the people them go stay in there? Wicked evil man. Mr. Holness, sir, your relatives and everybody things. You want the people them to go pack up in a sardine tin in our people that load up as many people as...
No, we want... Now man don't still get paid for empty building. And that more on way no. Cause what she just mentioned a while ago. Now me I remember the 2 tax building them were empty. That we are paying money to. Me want to know if them money they still pay every month. Me have to do a video for this. This serious?
Them can load up on the bus and go put in at the $800 million house where you have, sir, where we money, taxpayers' money bill. Why you not pack up the people them in there? The hotel down St. Hansville where Jamaican people pay tax for. Why you don't send the people them down there, go and live a little bit? The places that we pay $400 million for a year, we're still not occupied until today. Why you don't send for the people them and let the people them go stay in there? Wicked evil man. No art man. Mr. Holness, I don't understand how you born without art. Sir, on the kidney and liver you have. Wicked evil man, you know that you never have no housing solution. You know you don't plan nothing for the people. It's the next line of sufferation that you put in the people. And Jesus Christ, how much money you get in the country? You can buy 200,000 container house and put on and let the people them go in there for temporary housing. You come talk about and sell them and sell. You're an evil, wicked man. So all the must go to relatives to pack them up, Mr. Holness. When you say you have a solution, to give us some of the container house them. That is just a damn lie again. I sell all of them. Look a lion, wicked man. Jesus Christ, no can't bother with Mr. Holness. Mr. Holness, you're stressing me out, yo. You're stressing me out, sir. What a wicked man. What the Jamaican people done to this evil man? And Pernell Charles, you have the guts come out here, come tell the Jamaican people that. Mr. Holness, let me tell you this, me personally, I got friends, Satan. So you see when your day come and you reach a hell, me I tell Satan to move the ladder. You're not supposed to walk on the ladder go down a hell, Mr. Holness. You're supposed to jump down there and the 3-teeth fork supposed to run in your ass.
My God.
A wicked man.
Wow.
And not just in the 3-teeth fork. The act one where the duppy where Satan have in the fire. You're an evil man. You have to feel the pills of hell. Jesus of mercy, no man. I'm tired of that man here now.
Wow.
I'm tired of Mr. Holness. I need to rest. I'm tired of you, sir. Jesus Christ, Mr. Holness, you really see the people, them relatives to put them up? Where are the relatives when everybody get damaged?
That me want to know.
Oh my God.
I'm going like same know people them situation like so. What do you think about that people? Only think more that. Lord God, I wish you up here, son. Alright. We can't do no music.
Pirates, yes, they.
Lord have mercy.
Yes, ma'am, sir, you're right. The Prime Minister is doing his best to torture and avoid and inflict more wounds on the Jamaican people. Yes, he's doing his best and hurting the Jamaican people when he take up him damn self going to G20 summit. Yeah, he have no damn right to go anywhere. He should be sticking with the people in this country. The fact that we're still hungry, we're still thirsty. Babies are still out there crying and him claims them here, the baby them in them head a cry. The babies are still crying. People are still homeless. People are still marooned off. Him still hide up the damn food them. So how dare he gonna pick up him damn self gonna G20 summit when him could basically get someone, wrote a speech, give it to them and say, you know what, go and stand for me. The world know what Jamaica had gone through. So we gone through a devastation and a catastrophe mode. Yeah. So at the end of the day, they didn't expect to see Mr. Holness there because they know what is happening in his country. They know what was happening to his people. So why is he there? Because he's doing everything in his power to avoid the people, to punish us more, to hurt us more. Evil. You come telling me about he's doing his best to hurt us. His best to abandon us some more. Come on, London. Calm down. And then you come talking about move on. Move on. Do I look like I stuck in somewhere? Do I look like I stuck somewhere? The only place I stuck right now is my memory. Because I want to change my memory to make sure that I forget about Mr. Holness, because Mr. Holness is driving me mad. The evil things that he's doing to these people, the evil things that he's doing to my country, and I cannot deal with it. So that is the only place I stuck in a bad memory that I'm trying and telling myself, oh my God, it's a dream. Telling me about move on. Move on from where? Calm down. Someone should have gone there to take notes. Why someone didn't go in representing him, okay, and take notes so they can come back and let him know whatever needed, what he needed to do, so forth and so on. But no, because he wants to get rid of the people and he wants to get a break from us. He gone along with his daughters and freaking Bigfoot. Yes, ma'am, sir, you're right.
Message to the director. Is there a call? Will there be a call for areas not yet touched, people not yet touched on this?
Let's flash Jamaica news. Mr. Holness. Sir, morning. I wake up to one of your foot class then in my inbox telling me that Mr. Golding, right, want $50 million to spend. Mr. Golding wants $50 million to fix up community. And his waste, he going to waste the money. And there are other important things in this country to do. Let me tell you something, brother. What is more important in this country to take care of than the citizens of this country? He's one of the idiots that don't have no sense. And I cannot understand why you guys have such a short memory, because it seems like you all forget that the Prime Minister who is leading the Jamaican people right now is not fit to lead the people legally because he's under investigation for illicit enrichment. You know what part of illicit enrichment is what? The money of this country, taxpayers' money, he use help enrich himself. That's why I can't declare status. See there, we're approaching the end of 2025. Okay? And he might have a next status to declare. It's not going to be declared because guess what happened? He cannot explain how he come by his wealth.
Yep.
And if me and you have sense, we don't know say a sticky finger caused it. And he's taken from the Jamaican people. This is why he cannot declare his status. So I don't understand why somebody willing to help the country and help the people, and you are going to say he must remember he's not the leader, he's the opposition, and how he want to waste money. So you guys rather to know that Mr. Holness continue illicit enrich himself while the people of this country are starved.
Yep.
Then the people get help. You don't have mental problem.
No joke about it, mama. Mentally sick people. That's true. But this was an interesting video. This was from 2024. Listen to this.
Talk your mother again, Andrew Holness. Brawling, me, Daniel, Kyle, Porter. Sterling, Castle Heights, me live. Reddy's PO, I tell you that again. I have big old Andrew Holness.
Jamaican man, Danielle Porter, disrespect. Jamaican Prime Minister Andrew Holness for allegedly selling out his brother gas station, property, to foreign country, and he doesn't sit well with the end result.
Andrew Holness, you know why I tell him go suck your mother this morning? I look on some trophy from my brother business, so we are run from 2005 to 2020. What you know? Look at this. Big Baba Andrew Holness. What is it? Million Gallon Club Award. We are get them award from 2015 go straight to 2020. Watch out. You help lock down the gas station. You sell the gas station rights to Mr. Chin. But schema the Andrew Holness. And my brother run that place there, you know. Ask anybody a Callaloo bed, Riverton, Waterhouse, Seat, whole I surrounding garage to them. You know what bomb buckler and millions, I see my brother dash you down there. Batman and Andrew Holness, because suck your mama. I don't like bomb buckler. My license.
Sorry for you bag about them, but that was interesting.
Suck your mother.
2024, this 2024, one I think still alive. And them bagger mother business the way I tell Andrew. Last time a man tell Andrew about him mother, police must go take him up on the bed, you know. So you don't want nothing normal though. Yeah, in a real life. Yeah, I true, wanna lie. Oh, remember on them bed, the man them go film him and embarrass him. Anyway, Partner Draw TV. This is a story as...
You know who else was in the hotel room?
Listen to this. The weapon that is formed against Jamaica is Andrew. And Christopher Tufton no different, you know. Me telling you, say, them are 1A and 1B. So you see, me personally could have never trust or put any type of support behind a Christopher Tufton. He's a wicked man. Look at this.
You know who else was in the hotel room? People wondered how I spotted her. She was my very good friend, so anywhere Lindsay is, I can spot her. Anywhere Lindsay is, I will be able to spot Punani.
Ben Punani?
Yes, man. Ben Punani was in the hotel room with him as well.
What you say?
Who is that in the background?
Mighty God. We need a divine intervention. Yo, so you tell me say this was recently? Listen to this.
In the nation.
Yes.
He's addressing the nation and Ben Punani. He's addressing the nation and look there. What can go so? Who is in the background?
So, Christopher Tufton, after a market meeting come out, you was vindicated. So, you can't just, you don't have to hide no more. And how much more contracts you going to get from the ministry while being friends with you? How much more contracts you going to get? How much more millions are going to wasted? You know how much would I love to get back that $85 million there? For help out the people them. Down so, we get hit. You know how much? Hey, man, I tell you, Jamaica, you better wake up, you know?
Who is that? Who is that, Jamaica? Who is that?
A few days ago, this is, that's something I hear.
Who is that, Jamaica?
Yes, what about the money?
The health minister talking to the technocrats and the people about what he wants to happen in this crisis. Who is that in the hotel room?
Wow.
Who is that, Jamaica? That is what you have paid for.
That's what you pay for.
What?
That no vote for.
We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help. Shift the parliament.
Ah! Ben Spunani, Jamaica. Ben Spunani. This is what I tell you about. They don't care. They have no common decency.
My God. Wow.
No common decency. Can you imagine how his wife tonight, Nadine Tupton, is?
Boy, I'm not even think about that.
They are separated, they have not divorced.
I don't really busy about him personal life. But my tax dollars being affected by him having a relationship with this lady is the only thing with me. I don't busy about them. They could have jumped off a moon together. I don't care. But we need back 85 million.
Can you imagine how Nadine Tupton feels, the wife? Ah! Can you imagine tonight, Jamaica, how Nadine Tupton feels?
What the patting are going? What the patting are going, my people? This not normal here. This not normal. This not normal. The leptospirosis is something, huh? It's serious. First documented, you know what?
A motorist reveals the indispensable device that detects. First documented in the Caribbean in 1838, leptospirosis remains a major public health concern throughout the region. According to the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO, the Caribbean has reported thousands of suspected and confirmed cases over the past 2 decades. Between 2000 and 2013, PAHO data shows that the regional incidence of the illness was 2 to 5 cases per 100,000, with outbreaks often associated with heavy rainfall and flooding, as well as conditions that allow contaminated water to spread widely throughout communities. Flooding and hurricanes create ideal conditions for leptospirosis outbreaks. During and after these events, floodwaters often mix with soil and materials contaminated by rodent urine. Consequently, people who wade through or use this water for domestic purposes face a high risk of contracting infection. Concerningly also is the fact that flooding damages municipal water systems, forcing communities to rely on rivers and streams that may be unsafe. Hurricanes and flooding impacts rodents that are the main reservoirs of leptospirosis, as due to these events, rodents often lose their habitats. In so doing, they move into homes, food establishments, and other buildings, increasing human contact with contaminated surfaces and food. Cleanup activities after hurricanes pose additional risks. Residents, farmers, garbage collectors, and cleanup crews are normally exposed to standing water and mud where the leptospira bacteria thrive. Limited access to healthcare further complicates the situation, as delays in diagnosis and treatment frequently lead to more severe cases and even death. Altogether, these overlapping factors illustrate how disasters magnify public health risks, underscoring the urgent need for prevention, rapid response, and community awareness. The disease. Leptospirosis is caused by
Now, this part of it right here, so, is very important to talk about. The prevention. What is the government doing for the prevention of these? And if they have not started done anything yet, the lack of action is going to aid in subtle genocide. You understand what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen? If this thing gets out of hand, excuse me, Nikisha, how you doing? If these things get out of hand, I tell you, say, you see the leptospirosis, it now going to ask if you're a labor right or you're a PMP, yeah? I just want to know that. That's all I want to know. Alright, people? Good. Yeah, man, so cut the crap. All I want to know.
The disease. Leptospirosis is caused by Leptospira bacteria, which live in the urine of infected animals. Humans contract the disease through direct contact with water, soil, or food contaminated with rodent urine. In addition to ingestion, the bacteria can enter the body through cuts on the skin or exposure of the eyes and nose. Foodborne transmission is particularly common, as rodents often damage food and leave behind contamination invisible to the naked eye. Latest news. JPS intensifying efforts to restore electricity. Recognizing the symptoms of the disease is therefore key to reducing adverse effects. Initially, infected individuals often experience flu-like symptoms such as fever, chills, headaches, and muscle aches. These symptoms can quickly worsen to vomiting, jaundice, diarrhea, and skin rash. In severe cases, leptospirosis can cause kidney failure, liver damage, meningitis, or death. To minimize the impact of the illness, early diagnosis and treatment are critical, yet too often delayed. Myths and misconceptions. Misinformation makes matters worse. Many believe only rats spread leptospirosis, when in fact dogs, pigs, goats, and mongooses are also reservoirs. Others think leptospirosis is confined to...
I did not know that. Dogs, pigs, goats, and mongoose. Mongoose also spread leptospirosis. Mummy, you hear that? Mummy, you didn't know that? Mother. Oh, you don't hear me. All right. I never know that.
Rural areas, but urban communities with poor sanitation or flooding concerns are equally vulnerable. Some assume the disease cannot be treated, yet antibiotics are effective when started early. Even rainwater collected from roofs, often thought to be safe, can be contaminated by rodent urine.
Wow.
Food showing rodent bite marks should never be consumed, since rodents urinate where they feed. Another misconception is that leptospirosis can be spread by touching an infected person. The illness is not contagious in this way. Finally, water that looks clean may still harbor the bacteria, which are invisible to the naked eye.
Same thing.
Leptospirosis is preventable. Individuals can protect themselves by seeking medical attention immediately after possible exposure, vaccinating pets, and wearing protective clothing when working outdoors or during cleanup. Avoiding contact with stagnant water, covering water storage containers, disinfecting drinking water, and properly disposing of garbage and other waste that serve as rodent harborage can all reduce the risk. Protecting outer openings in homes, food establishments, and other buildings also helps to keep rodents out. Most importantly, discarding any food damaged by rodents is essential to reduce the risk of transmitting the illness. Leptospirosis may be centuries old, but climate change is intensifying the conditions that fuel its spread. More frequent floods, hurricanes, and sanitation challenges mean the threat is growing, not shrinking. Public health campaigns must continue to educate, dispel myths, and encourage early treatment. Communities must also take responsibility for prevention, while governments strengthen systems to respond quickly to these outbreaks. Leptospirosis still looms large, but with vigilance, education, and action, its grip on the Caribbean can be broken. Dr. Carleen Atkinson is the Vice Dean, acting, for the Joint Colleges of Medicine, Oral Health, and Veterinary Sciences at the University of Technology, Jamaica. Dr. Carleen Atkinson.
Big her up. Excellent article. I did not know that dogs mongoose, and other animals can cause leptospirosis. You didn't know that, mommy? I did not know that. I thought it was only synonymous to rats. Them say even if you catch rainwater from a roof, the rat can peep on the roof and the rainwater go down and you know that go. So, yo, may I tell you, say, hey, people, I hope you appreciate this, you know. Because this is serious information right here. Yeah, I'm not a university, but sometimes God leave me to share some article. May I tell you, say, yo, it's see the tadpole them there? Whole heap of frog about to pop up in that area. But never said to be calm despite the frog looming. No. Oh, yes. Yes, hold on there. Mighty God. Yes, see that?
Listen to me. I cannot even sit properly. No, I can't.
People, me said that one in a well serious. And this was the 20th of November 2025. Zine, me do a video with that lady already and put it out, but it a intensify now. I wanna pray this.
I was driving and I had to pull over. I had to pull over because...
Yeah, man. Long time the pastor talked about the destruction that is coming on the land and look into it from big nose. Man, I go Israel go pray for wall. May I tell you?
Jamaica, thus said the Lord thy God, I will not have mercy upon you this time. The Lord said, I will judge the land of Jamaica, and I will not have mercy this time, said the Lord. The Lord said, I will not have mercy. Hey, for those of you that will come across this message, if you adhere to it and proceed accordingly, good for you. But for those of you that pass it, also good for you. But I must sound the alarm. I must tell you what God is getting ready to do. I must tell you, the Lord said, I will not have mercy upon the land of Jamaica. The Lord said, let me tell you something. I have told you to repent. I have waited for you to repent. But you still take it for a joke. Hey, the Lord said, I shall rise upon Jamaica speedily, and judgment shall take the land. Hey, the Lord said, judgment. Oh God, I told you guys that flood will take Jamaica, and it happens. And disease will take, and it's happening right now.
Right now.
But let me tell you something. You see, the Lord told you that there's an earthquake that is coming, and you still do not look to the left, and you're still not looking to the right. But if you think that the earthquake will not come, you can think again. Because the Lord said, I am rising upon Jamaica again in a great flood and a great earthquake. I'm rising. I am rising. I am rising. It's not like you guys have not been getting warning. God has been speaking. God has been speaking over and over and over and over. I'm sure some of you see my face too often. And I'm sure that
I know she alone. I know she alone, you know. I know she alone. A whole heap of prophet and prophetess. I want Jamaica. Jamaica get crazy warning. All from my lady there. Celestial. Whole heap of warning them again. Pastor Peter Chambers. Jeffrey Shuttleworth. Mark Stewart. Whole heap of warning them again. But, you know, hey.
That God has spoken to, and they have been giving you the warning. But nobody want to take heed. Let me turn this down.
Nobody want to take heed. But let me tell you something, said the Lord. Judgment shall take the land of Jamaica. And you know what the Lord told me? The Lord said to me that the people that their houses got destroyed in several parishes, in several parishes. There are many of those people that you see their houses gone. They're evil. And he said to me, I spare their life because I want them to see that I am God.
Wow.
Right? But God said, they're taking it for a joke. Nobody listening. God said, taking it for a joke. Wow. Nobody listening. But I'm telling you, this is the last final warning. The Lord said, judgment shall take Jamaica. Judgment shall hit that land. And many will die. Say God. You hear me? God said, many will die. Many will die. Because
Colleen, what's up?
That another flood is not coming to Jamaica. Another earthquake is not coming to Jamaica. The Lord is going to rise up so heavily that the violence is rising, the disease is rising, and all of these things you have heard. I have told you what the Lord said, that flood, earthquake, disease, violence will hit Jamaica so bad. And right now, the disease is taking over Jamaica. The violence is rising, and you're not listening. The Lord told you, call a national repentance. You did not listen.
Yep.
You still did not listen. So hear what God is saying. The Lord is saying that I shall come upon you swiftly. And you know what? Listen, I'm going to provide some strategies and methodologies to you at the end of this post. But I want to let you know that it's going to be worse from here on. It's going to be. I told the people, leave. Those of you that are in St. Elizabeth, leave. Evacuate. Those of you that are in Westmoreland, evacuate. Also, the Lord also spoke to me. That those messages, those posts that I made, was before the Lord spoke to me. And Clarendon, God include Clarendon in it. So it's a 3 targeted parish. Porous.
I don't know what is happening with my internet.
Porous is gonna
people them get kicked off of the live, could they?
Porous will submerge under the water. Please start. I want to start packing now. Start packing. Start packing. Start packing. The next thing is that there won't be no light. There won't be no JPS light in Jamaica after this flood. It's going to be months upon months before you even start getting light. So those of you that have whatever you have, a solar, if you can bring solar system, whatever it is, do it. Because people will not able to reach their family. I'm telling you. And there will be a great famine in Jamaica. That there won't be no food. Because God is coming. I'm telling you. God is coming. God is going to hit very, very dangerously. Okay? So those of you, if you're not living in a sacred place, a safe place, fast and pray and seek the Lord and find yourself somewhere, because I'm telling you, it's coming. If you think it's not coming, it's coming. If you think it not, it is coming. It is coming. It's a Portmore. Portmore? Oh my God. Portmore can get it so badly. Westmoreland, St. Elizabeth. Okay? Port Royal, Clarendon, Manchester. Hey, If you think Kingston, if you think it's not, it's coming. It's gonna be dangerous. Dangerous. Pat, get send out some food stuff that can help the people them for 4 months, at least 4 months. At least 4 months. Because let me tell you something. It's going to be heavy. It's going to be heavy. Listen to me.
Wow. I did turn not take it away, yeah? People they must know, yeah, man. People they must know. Andrew Holness, man, the weapon that farm against this country. Let me just share that little thing here because what that bridge now say right so, it just line up with life. Listen to this.
For those of you who fly a lot, you will know this feeling. The plane is still on ground. Yet, the gate agents announce, the boarding gate is now closed, and you are standing there, ticket in hand, but you can't get on. Why? Because the gate has closed. The other day, I almost missed my flight. I was returning to Lagos. I didn't check in online, but when I got to the airport, I was told they were done checking people in. There were other people in the same boat as me, and we all stood there, stranded. At first glance, it felt unfair because it was still about 30 minutes to departure. The plane hadn't moved. The seat I paid for is still empty. The engines of the plane are not even running yet. So why can't you just let me go through? Eventually, after some pleading and some calls, they cleared us for the flight. But during the flight, I kept thinking deeply about that scenario and I came to a staggering conclusion. Access is not about whether the plane is still there. It is about whether the process is still open. And you see, in that moment, I realized life works the same way. Opportunities have gates, dreams have windows, destiny has timing. And just because the plane of opportunity is still visible doesn't mean you can still enter. Some people think as long as the opportunity still exists, you can always step in later. But by the time they finally show up, the gate has already closed. Not because they were not qualified, not because they didn't pay the price, but because they missed the timing of entry. Look, here is the wisdom. In life, it is very possible to be present and still be too late. You can see the opportunity. You can even be within proximity, but never step into it, simply because you delayed. Think about it. On an average, airlines close boarding about 30 minutes before departure. They need time to check passengers in, to finalize the manifest, balance the load, and to clear security. If they let us stroll in whenever we like, the entire system would collapse. You see, the game changer is when you realize that the flight itself is functioning in its purpose, and it will not allow your excesses to disrupt it. Life is like that too. Some gates close not to punish you, but to preserve order. Your rising in life is not exclusive to you. There is an algorithm that works with time. So don't just pray for opportunities. Train yourself for timing. Don't just buy the ticket. Respect the gate. Because sometimes the pain is not that the plane left you. The pain is that you were standing outside, watching, while the seat you paid for is flying without you. You can see it with your eyes and still lose it with your timing. Opportunity without urgency is wasted potential. I'll be honest with you. Some doors close while the room is still open. The gate of destiny is where qualification meets timing. Miss it and your qualification becomes irrelevant. Life is ruthless, man. At the gates of destiny, hesitation and doubts and delay can turn all of your sweat and sacrifices into an exercise in futility. Don't miss your flight, I beg you. Please share this video.
So as I listened to that, when I first did, what came into my spirit was us being ready. Us being prepared on a spiritual level. That's what came to me now. So let's go over that again.
Yet, the gate agents, for those of you who fly a lot, you'll know this feeling. The plane is still on ground. Yet, the gate agents announce, the boarding gate is now closed, and you are standing there, ticket in hand, but you can't get on. Why?
And when it comes to judgment of mankind, the Bible speaks about this same situation, you know. The earth is not yet destroyed. People are still alive, but the gates to heaven is already closed. You understand what I say? Because we never take heed, we never listen. We never take heed to the warning. So the opportunity to save ourselves has passed.
Because the gate has closed. The other day, I almost missed my flight. I was returning to Lagos. I didn't check in online, but when I got to the airport, I was told they were done checking people in. There were other people in the same boat as me, and we all stood there, stranded. At first glance, it felt unfair, because it was still about 30 minutes to departure. The plane hadn't...
A lot of us, and this is a thing with us Jamaicans, and many other people around the world. My mother always say, don't put off what you can do today for tomorrow. Don't procrastinate. And we love to procrastinate. A whole heap of time, we feel like so we have time, but we don't really have no time. Because we are not the governors of time. We really don't know, because we are limited. You understand what I say? Colin said, that's right, Bolo. That's what it's all about. Don't be like the five foolish virgins.
Move. The seat I paid for is still empty. The engines of the plane are not even running yet. So why can't you just let me go through? Eventually, after some pleading and some calls, they cleared us for the flight. But during the flight, I kept thinking deeply about that scenario, and I came to a staggering conclusion. Access is not about whether the plane is still there. It is about whether the process is still open. And you see,
the process of entering heaven is going to close at some point. We see where the mark of the beast is aligning themselves. And some people have already possibly forfeited entering heaven. Because even in the pandemic, a lot of people was warned about a certain process and they did not follow. A lot of them lose their lives. A lot of them are friends of ours, family members. And even now, some of them are still in denial that are alive about that process and what that was and what it means. You understand? So, the process of boarding the plane or entering heaven is going to close at some point. Let's not wait until the last minute and think we have time. Is what I'm saying. You see me? Based off of this analogy or so.
See, in that moment, I realized life works the same way. Opportunities have gates, dreams have windows, destiny has timing. And just because the plane of opportunity is still visible doesn't mean you can still enter. Some people think as long as the opportunity still exists, you can always step in later. But by the time they finally show up, the gate has already closed. Not because they were not qualified, not because they didn't pay the price, but because they missed the timing of entry. Look, here is the wisdom. In life, it is very possible to be present and still be too late. You can see the opportunity. You can even be within proximity, but never step into it, simply because you delayed. Think about it.
That's like being close, being near, but yet so far. You just don't know. And if you want to use the analogy of even relationship with a female, it applies. Yeah, that is true, Colleen. That is true. That is true. You don't hear a lot of people talking about having a relationship with God. It's always about, you know, material things. But one actually takes care of the other. Being closer with God is going to mean God taking care of all of that. You see me?
On an average, airlines close boarding about 30 minutes before departure. They need time to check passengers in, to finalize the manifest, to balance the load, and to clear security. If they let us stroll in whenever we like, the entire system would collapse. You see, the game changer is when you realize that the flight itself is functioning in its purpose, and it will not allow your excesses to disrupt it. Life is like that too. Some gates close not to punish you, but to preserve order.
And a great example of that, you know, is when Noah, after how much years Noah warned the people about the flood. As it says, as it is in the days of Noah, so it shall be in the end. When Noah get everybody in And God closed the door, you know. And I know I closed the door of the ark, you know. And God closed the door. So if nobody feel like say, basically God never gave nobody authority to decide if him go put in nobody in the ship last minute. And who God authorized to go in the ship, went into the ship. Do you understand? Hundreds of years. And it's the same thing with this now. We are get one about the earthquake. We are get one about the tsunami. And a lot of people is waiting to see the earthquake and the tsunami before they say, my God, mercy, me sorry. Please forgive me. I repent. Sincerely. And that them are wait upon, you know. Now, some people are going to probably survive it based off of what the prophecy say, yeah? But some people not going to survive it. The question is, why would you play Russian roulette with your life like that? And with your soul more than anything else? The amount of things that we have seen so far is clear. It's clear that Jamaica is cursed at this point and is being judged. And we can argue about the reason why it's being cursed. As a matter of fact, there really isn't any argument. The fact of the matter is, the government go sign things where they not sign, and them do things where them not do. That is not pleasing to God. Them get warning, them get everything, and them just do them own thing. The last straw was the other day. God give me mercy with Melissa, you know. I can't tell you that, you know. And everybody's supposed to recognize that. God showed a lot of mercy. And if you don't believe me, listen to some of the testimony them from the people. The wind was taking them in the ear and showing them. So say for instance, God never showed no mercy. You know how much people could have died just by the wind dashing them away? Remember say all our house them gone, you know. What stopped the wind from taking up the people them off the ground and dashing them away? What stopped the wind from doing that? I don't think that's a coincidence. A God mercy. So even in the storm of Melissa, God has shown mercy to the people them. Kingston get mercy. Portmore get mercy. Senton get mercy. Which other place don't get licked terribly? Whole heap of place. St. Mary, St. Thomas, Portland. Whole heap of place. Half of Jamaica get mercy. And even place them will get hit, still get mercy. You think a little bit of youth in the storm was allowed and sanctioned by God to rescue people where water when I take with elderly people? God still wanna show mercy same way. You know what I think they will stand out to me when a lady just said a while ago, before that video? She said I only for the people with them house blow down at St. Elizabeth and all about. She said wicked people them evil. Them do all type of thing, but God spare their life to make them know say him is God. Him still give them an opportunity for repent, you know. Clarendon, Westmoreland, Hanover, St. James, Trelawney, Manchester, Mandeville. Right? May I tell my people in my Portmore, you know, may I tell everybody, please, may I beg you to listen. On to evacuate, on to move, on to run. Left. And repent first though. But left. Yeah man, left man. Just left. Who knows? I'm not calling nothing but support the earthquake flick right now. I've heard this prophecy, and you know what I notice about the prophecy them? It's like when you hear from other prophet, you get another piece of the prophecy. But it's like you get more detail over this, so, and other warnings come with it. God gave warning them peace. But the main warning is judgment is coming, earthquake and tsunami. massive earthquake and tsunami, and then sometime he give them a vision to see what happened during the earthquake, how much people dead. So God warned upon so many different levels. But, you know, stubborn children. Stubborn children. My mother get a vision, you know. And my mother's vision was very clear. Run. And my question is to God right now, more than anything else, real where we should run to. That's all me want to know. Right now, you know. Where should we run to, God? That are between me and my mother. Personal. Where should we run to when this judgment come? I mean, I have faith that God is going to show me that when the right time come. You feel me I deal with? Yeah. But people, trust me, it's not a normal something happened to Jamaica. Not a normal thing happened to Jamaica. Oh yes, I forgot. Oh, Mr. Will Rattigan. Will Rattigan. Why may I tell you?
They had like 115, something like that. 87 counted, Mr. Buchanan was leading by a couple hundred, and then there was a blackout. You remember the blackout? There's a black. The Prime Minister ought to be revoked. Let's say the Prime Minister.
So this is the Constitution, ladies and gentlemen. Let's touch upon some of this real quickly. This is the Constitution, right? And according to this, it says, let me go back a little bit. The office of the Prime Minister shall become vacant if he resigns office, if he ceases to be a member of the House of Representatives, otherwise by dissolution of Parliament. Look at this.
Because it says other than a dissolution.
Yes.
And they say, no, it's a dissolution. So therefore, we have a Prime Minister. Well, guess what? The real bro God now under D can say, no, I don't want him. I don't want him as Prime Minister. I don't want him as... And then also, look at two. If the House of Representatives, by an affirmative majority, vote of a majority, say that they don't want, say that the appointment of the Prime Minister ought to be revoked. Let's say the Prime Minister say, I'm not going anywhere. And them say, no, you have to leave, man. Right? And they take a vote. And the majority of the members of Parliament say, no, he must go. Guess what? The Governor General is going to revoke his appointment. You see what the real bro got do? Yeah. The Governor General going to revoke, see it right there, so, or we can highlight it. The team right there, under two. And this is another brought to revoke his appointment. Right? Then here's another way it can go now. If them say we want to get rid of him, right? The Governor General can go to the Prime Minister, and the Prime Minister have 3 days to say, I'm not going to turn in my resignation or anything like that. What I want you to do, and I don't want it to be revoked. What I want you to do, I want you to dissolve Parliament. The Governor General can do that. They can say, I'm going to dissolve Parliament. I'm going to dissolve Parliament. You know, you have a new election. Mm-hmm. So it is a lot of problems going on here, people. A lot of problems, because if it's declared null and void, no Prime Minister. No. Let me show you now where I'm going to be the problem. Kevin, no Virgin Tigo did. I said, why not have it up already? What Tigo? Hold on. Kevin, hold on there. Oh, but now Tigo now. Peter people. Paul Buchanan and the Constituted Authority. No, we'll skip the legal part of it. We'll skip it. At some other point, if you're interested, people can walk you through it and show you what the law says about all of these things. No, look on this. This is where the thing they're complaining about, you know, Mr. Buchanan. Look at this. Double voting, as well as people impersonate. Deviation from the agreed transport route. Keep in mind what I tell you. They only need one. They only need one. But they have more than one. They have several.
Andrew in a trouble, yeah?
Voter intimidation.
Mm.
And we're going to go down and show you some things with voter intimidation.
Got the in case.
Intimidation inside the polling station. Masked men jump the fence and come inside of the place. More intimidation. Don't make me go down some more and show you something. Sita, one person went to the presiding officer and said, my ballot spoiled, but him threw it in the ballot box. And then the presiding officer gave him another ballot and him vote and threw it in the ballot box. 2 votes in the ballot box.
Crazy.
And we don't know about the first. We don't know. We don't know.
And ladies and gentlemen, the way of the law is, when it comes to this situation, all Mr. Buchanan needs is one incident like this to carry it to the court. And he's gonna explain all of it. We need to know civics. I learned a lot from this live stream with Will Rattigan. He was cooking. From this point go straight down to the end. Basically, Will Rattigan was just schooling us about the affidavit and the law surrounding election. Just straight schooling. And the timestamp is 3 hours and 13 minutes. You can go back a little bit more to get more value from the conversation. Zane?
That's one, right?
Me now play all right, but let's go through a little bit.
Here's another one. This is another polling division.
Yeah.
Where them go to the presiding officer and said, my ballot spoiled. But if your ballot spoiled, your ballot's supposed to go in a different area. And there are procedures when your ballot is spoiled.
Yes. And
that wasn't followed. Them drop it in the box, and then them give them a ballot, and then them vote and then drop it in again.
Madness.
And we have people testifying through affidavits on that. There it is. Sita. See again. You see the highlighted area right also at the top. See where it says again right here. Again, I saw a presiding officer giving someone a second ballot after the person said that their ballot was spoiled, although the ballot went inside the box. The second ballot was completed and placed into the ballot box. That alone is enough to void the election.
Yeah.
When
yeah, that?
Worse.
That one incident alone, a sworn affidavit, is enough to void the entire election between Mr. Paul Buchanan and Andrew Holness. By law.
Look at this. Some men came over the wall and invaded the police station. So what she did? She left. She left. Here's another one where somebody said they saw large crowds gathering. Oh, by the way, again, just for the interest of time, I won't go through the law, but there's a law in the representation of, there's a provision in the Representation of People Act, and it says you cannot have a large gathering less than 100 meters from a polling station. That's the law. Kevin, which part there? Let me show them that one here, Kevin. Wait there, Kevin. From last... That's the Roper Act, right? Yeah, the Roper Act. The one from last week. Oh, here it is. Look on this video, people. This is in the Prime Minister's constituency. Now, remember what I said. The law says you cannot have a large gathering less than 100 meters from a polling station. You cannot. It's a violation. That is enough to just say, no, I could get rid of this election, let's do it over. Take a look at this video in the Prime Minister's constituency.
Look at this. Pure intimidation are going on, so watch out.
You saw the soldier and the police, that's where the polling station is. Right there, to your left. The police and the soldier, them stand up in front of the polling station. Is that 100 meters?
More like 100 centimeter. More like 100 centimeter.
That's not 100.
Look there. Look there. And that's a polling station supposed to look, you know. You put a guy a yard, brother.
That's not 100 meters. And Kevin Johnson said, when a ballot is spoiled, it is pierced with a pencil and kept in the envelope. It's right. It's put in a separate on an envelope, and then the envelope is put inside the ballot box. So that they know, okay, in this envelope, there's spoiled ballots. But that wasn't the case. It was dropped inside and then they voted again. So there's this 100-meter rule. Then there's another one where they were campaigning on election day. They had loudspeakers. They had the candidates' pictures. People are talking, carrying on, drinking rum, playing. You can't do that on election day. And especially in front of the polling station or near the polling station, you can't do that. You can't do that.
Were they giving out money as well?
They didn't. What happened? Those people have to come. We have videos of people saying that, yeah. But those people are not going to come now. The people who said we receive funds, but they're not going to come now. But here's the thing: those videos will become evidence when there's a hearing in the election court. Because guess what? When you go to the constituted authority, the only evidence that's required, affidavits. That's the only thing you have to show. You don't show videos, play an audio tape. No, them just say, give it to us on paper. Give with somebody swearing that they saw something. No, I don't think that's a good law. I think it should be more than that. Because anybody can put on anything from paper, but that's the law. They said that the only thing we require is that you put it on paper, and then that's it.
I guess we need to propose amendment then.
Yep. It is the persons were not in a queue. It's where I saw large crowds of persons wearing green shirts immediately outside the polling station and also across the street. That's the video I just played. The persons were not in a queue waiting to cast their ballot, but were gathered in a disorderly manner, making noise, drinking rum, and playing music. That is a violation. That is a clear violation. Here it is another one. Contingent of persons on both sides of the road, blocking the road, loud music, truck, large song, loud music from a truck. The truck wrapped in green and bearing the image of the JLP candidate and member of parliament. That's a no-no. You can't do that. Some of the agents, they run away. Here's another one, St. Stephen's Basic School. Lots of people were wearing branded with JLP and the candidate's image on the shirt. They were not lining up. They were drinking, smoking, carousing, loud music, noisy atmosphere of JLP party songs, and people in green shouting at people in orange shirts. That's intimidation as well. That is not going to work. Then, transportation of the boxes. The Mr. Buchanan's agent was not allowed to transport the boxes. He was not allowed. In fact, the boxes were given to somebody else who was not authorized to have the boxes, and they had to follow behind. And they lost for a few minutes. They lost them. They went a different route than the route that they agreed on. Let me go down further and see. Here it is right here. Along Olympic Way, we lost sight of the vehicle transporting boxes for 3 to 5 minutes. And remember, they went to a place that they weren't supposed to go. Initially, they went, because if you read this thing, you see that they said the police escorting the boxes deviated. Here it is right here. Here it is right here. The police escorting the boxes deviated, keyword, deviated from the route that was previously agreed with the returning officer. And then go up Headley Avenue, down Seaward Drive, down Olympic Way, to the police station. See that? And I don't think the police station was not the counting station. And they went there. No, I know this area because I used to live there, right? You see that road that they took? That's right in the heart of the support for the Prime Minister.
Why would they do that? They are given a route, an agreed upon route that they must follow. Why would they take the route to go through hostile JLP areas and then they couldn't see the van with the ball at them for 5 minutes? Hey, tell us something, man.
Hard. And they were coming from what I've been told, they were coming from over a place called Jerusalem, which is the bastion of support for Mr. Buchanan. And also, if you remember people as we were watching it, with 87, I think it was 87 boxes counted, and I think they had like 115, something like that. 87 counted, Mr. Buchanan was leading by a couple hundred, and then there was a blackout. You remember the blackout? There's a blackout. They couldn't get no report from what's going on. And then when it came back, they said, oh, the Prime Minister is leading by 2,000 votes. What was that, Kevin? Exactly. See, there's another one here, bunging, unruly behavior. People couldn't work. We have people running away. See here, right here, As we walked through the crowd of JLP supporters on the school compound and outside the school gate, I saw some of them wearing black ski masks. I felt scared, so I held on to Marsha's hand and looked straight ahead as we went through the sea of labor rights, right? So all of this is, the election court will have to decide, is this, look at this. The last set of, this is key, the last set of boxes that I saw leave the school were the boxes for polling division 5251 and the one from the classroom beside mine. The EOJ man wearing a blue shirt was put in the boxes in the vehicle that he drove. The EOJ man told everybody to leave. I was going to say Kevin. Mr. Kevin, you don't have one of them things, but it's a Kelvin, the JLP councillor candidate, was there at the time with him. He said, "Have the boxes in the custody of the EOJ man and Kelvin." So Mr. Buchanan person wasn't there. There it is right there. This is a clear breach of paragraph 4410A of the ROPA, as she was denied access to transport the boxes on behalf of the applicant as the applicant's agent. And it goes on and on. Here it is. I don't want to bore you guys with the, actually it's not even a bore. It's more like going through the stuff with you. Oh, look at this. You see the case where them used though. The upshot of the decision in Blake versus Holness is that on a proper construction of 37E, any irregularity which would lead to a substantial distortion or subversion of the process of free and fair elections, whether or not it affected the wishes of a majority.
Share the document. Share the document, brother. Share the document. Share the document as you read it.
Oh, sorry. See that? The upshot of the decision in Blake versus Holness. Remember, I'm showing that one there, right? Kevin, election. Hold on, let me just show them something in the election. Hold on a second. Is it here? Representation of the people. I want to show them how the Election Petitions Act. Is it here? Is it in this one or is it in?
Yeah, it's in PM.
It's in PM?
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Let me see if I see it. I just want to show them. Oh, extract. Oh, elections petition extract. Okay. So we can't do without Kevin and no people. The last without Kevin. If Kevin doesn't have no program. Here's a law. There are two laws that govern this situation: the Election Petitions Act and the Representation of People Act. Now, for this one here, let me show you what it says. It says, here it is. The election. Oh, let me make it clear. The election court shall have the power to hear applications by way of originating motion from the constituted authority, right? To declare in relation to such applications that the taking of the poll is void or that the taking of the poll is not void, right? That is the election court, that is their responsibility, not the constituted authority. And it goes on to say, and the beauty about it is that it takes 6 months for them to wrap up all of this stuff. And the election court, once they hear the matter, within 2 days, they deliver their decision. So you see, them not fool around, right? All right. Now here is where Mr. Buchanan is making the argument. It says right here, the constituted 37, the constituted authority, subject to section 38, applied to the election court, blah, 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 blah. And here are the grounds that the constituted authority can go to them on your behalf as a candidate. Skip A, let's go to B, because we'll go to the ones where really apply. B, that ballot boxes have been stolen or destroyed or have been tampered with. See that? And then they go on to say on the they have a caveat right here which says that the number on the list of electors must be more than the difference in the number of votes casted for the person who won. That's why in 1997, when the Prime Minister won with 150 something, it never make any sense because in some of the ballot boxes, he lost by over 300 votes. So that never make any sense. So here's where we go. I'm going to show you the key, the one that they're using. They won't use C because C's talking about where you put somebody under duress. And they're not alleging that. Here's one they're alleging: that votes have been polled by persons who are not bona fide electors. And they've made that out. They say people who voted shouldn't vote. And here is the big one. This is the big one. This is the standard that came out in the Blake versus Holness case in 1997. It says that if you have violence or if you have irregularity during election day in one or more polling stations or polling divisions in any electoral division or constituency, meaning anywhere you have it on election day, which would lead, remember I told you about that term of art, that legal term of art, substantial distortion or subversion of the process of free and fair election. So what they're saying is that if you have somebody who vote twice, That's a subversion of the process of free and fair election. It's not fair. It can't be fair if you have somebody voting, because they said that the principle is one man, one vote. Same man, same vote. One man, one vote, same man, same vote. Meaning that you can only vote one time. You can only vote one time. So this is the one that they're using. Now, I'm gonna go back again. Kevin said then now. Kevin said then PM. PM said then Kevin.
PM.
Okay. I'm gonna go back to the representation of people actually. Okay, Roper. Oh no, this is no. Give me the one, Kevin. The one, the extract.
It's above the pictures.
Just above the pictures. Roper extract. Again, can't do without Kevin, people. Can't do without him. See that? So we show you the law while about the Elections Petitions Act that says that as long as you have a substantial or subversion of the free and fair exercise of the election, it's null and void. And just I'm going to show you some of the provisions of this law that govern, right? Just some of them, not all of them. Let me see if did I? Hold on, let me see. Okay, all right. Let me show you. All right, here's one. No elector. It is right here. No elector shall vote more than once in the same constituency at the same election, or in more than one constituency at the same day. One man, one vote, same man, same vote. And we have 2 instances where somebody voted at least twice that we know. That's enough to declare it null and void. Let me see what else there, sir. And this is the sealing thing that we were talking about a while ago. And this is how they returned the boxes, which Mr. Buchanan's people are saying that they weren't done properly. All right. Now, what is the issue in the case that Mr. Buchanan is bringing? His issue is this, simply this: whether or not the constituted authority had the authority to determine the weight, the admissibility, the quality of the evidence. That's it. That's all. And remember, we show you the chart that says there are 2 ways you can go to the constituted authority. The constituted authority can do it on its own, where them say, we believe that there was impropriety over here, and so they can ask for evidence. Or a losing candidate can go to them. And the losing candidate only have to show affidavits. And then they are required at that point to just give it to the election court. Here it is. 52A. Follow me, my people. Let me draw some line and see what going on. See it right there, sir? It says, the constituted authority may, on its own merit, on its own motion, or at the request of the candidate, right there, sir, make an application under that section to the election court to have the poll declared void. And here's what it has to do. If the constituted authority, that body that will hear the complaint from the losing candidate, it says, if they're going to do it on their own, nobody's petitioning them. They just look around or they hear that there was voting irregularity. Here's what they do. It says right here, on its own motion, request a returning officer to furnish it with such reports as necessary to determine that an application ought to be made. So this is when they can do it on their own. Now here is where you do it when a losing candidate comes to you. Here it is. A candidate who is desirous of having the constituted authority make an application on his behalf to the election court shall, within 14 days of the taking of the poll, here it is, make such request and shall furnish the constituted authority with such evidence on which he relies. And what is that evidence? Right here, which shall be by affidavit. See it right there, some people. See it here. Them no ask for no video, them no ask for no audio, them no ask for no person, nobody will come and testify to them. Them say just put it on a piece of paper and have somebody swear to it. And that's all we need. It's right there. And it says, so that the constituted authority may determine whether an application ought to be made. So once you give them that thing and look at them, see where you say, somebody voted twice. Their job is not to say who voted twice, who witnessed it, what time did the vote take place. None of that. As long as you put in that application that somebody voted twice, that's the end. They're supposed to send it up to the election court. That is the big problem right there. Oh, all right, here's another one. Remember I told you I just showed you the video where people are congregate? Here it is right here. Subject to the provision of subsection 2, during the hours when the poll is open upon election day, no person shall assemble or congregate or have in his possession any weapon or noxious substance which is capable of inflicting or causing injury. You can have none of that. Where? Within 100 meters of any premises in which is situated any polling station. See it right there, son? 100 meters. See that? And we have them 100 inches away from the place. 100 inches. You can't do this, people. You can't do this. I'm going to say certain thing else sooner. Oh, here's another one. Again, here's another 100 meters requirement. During the hours that the poll is open upon election day, no person shall upon any public road or in any public place within 100 meters of the premises in which a polling station is situated seek to influence any elector to vote for any candidate or to ascertain for what candidate any elector intends to vote or has voted. Now, it's a seek to influence. Now, if you have a big crowd of people wearing green and you are come down there with your orange t-shirt, you what you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
And also, if somebody who, want to vote for the first time and not sure, when them say all of that excitement, that's influence.
Here's another one. No person shall, during an election, call together, hold or address any election meeting, or hold an election march or election motorcade in any public place, unless you get authorization to do so. And we know them never do that. We know that. People, this thing is just rigged. Let me see. Oh, you don't know. The people who jump the fence and threaten the people in. Here it is. Every person who directly or indirectly by himself or by any other person on his behalf makes use of or threatens to make use of any force, violence, or restraint, or inflicts or threatens to inflict by himself or by any person any temporal or spiritual injury. So them are going to obey you. Them can't say them are going to obey you. See that? Spiritual injury. So damage. Let me see what else there. Hold on. I'm not finished yet. Here it is. Harm or loss upon or against any person in order to induce or compel such person to vote or refrain from voting. And it goes on this. You can't do this. It shall be guilty of irritation, shall be guilty of undue influence. You're right here. Let me see what else is here. So, all right, here's another one. Every person who at an election applies for a ballot paper in the name of another person, that's one. Whether that name be the name of a person living or dead or of a fictitious person, here's the key. Or who, having voted once at any election, applies at the same election for a ballot paper in his own name, shall be guilty of personation. The man who voted twice. You cannot do it. It's not permissible. Again, this is enough to cast doubt on the... Oh, here's another one. Every person who's guilty of personation or of aiding, abetting, counseling, or procuring the commission of the offense of person shall be guilty. So if you do it, it's a criminal offense. Here's another one. Every officer, clerk, and agent in attendance at a polling station shall maintain and aid in maintaining the secrecy of the voting in such station. One of the things I didn't show you was that a person came in to vote, and a witness said that the person approached somebody an official in the center, and the official went behind the curtain with the person and showed them how to vote. That people, no. You see how many examples we're going already? And remember what the rules say. And here it is. Every officer, clerk, and agent in attendance at the counting of the vote shall maintain in the secrecy of the voting. And should not communicate any information obtained at such counting as to the candidate for whom is vote. We don't know if the person did this. Look at 3. No person shall directly or indirectly induce any voter to display his ballot paper after he has marked it so as to make known to any person name of the candidate. There is an allegation that the person knew, the official knew the person voted for. Let me move it. No, people, want to see what we're talking about. Look at how many violations. Remember what the law says. 1. They only need 1. And we're giving you many. And I can tell you as I sit here that I haven't given you all. I haven't given you all. By no means should you think that the list I've given you is exhaustive. it's comprehensive. No, there are more events that I didn't talk to you about. Because Patrick is here and we want to get Patrick for the conversation and things like that. Yeah. Gentlemen, what do you think?
Listen, one thing I always tell people, when I get interest, there's two things. And my young farmer brother don't know, there's an accent about it at NCB, right at Water Square. That seat there on the patio or the steps up there, that was called Parliament in farm. And there was most of these guys were elementary school folks. But when you sit down and hear these guys argue about politics, world affairs, you think you're talking to some scholars. And that was the reason why there's a lot of people who grew up through even Desmond Leakey, Patrick Harris, all the member of parliaments were part of that. And I said that just to say that my interest in civics for young Jamaica was precipitated by those guys talking about it. And I wanted to know what they're talking, and that piqued my interest. So I know that book left, right, and out. And when you're talking, one thing, Ratty, you didn't mention was that there are only 4 constitutional officers in the Jamaican Constitution. So even the other day when I saw the Speaker of the House shutting down the mic of a constitutional officer in the government, the leader of the opposition is listed, the Prime Minister, the Minister of Finance and Planning, or whatever they want to call it, and the Governor General. The Speaker is not a constitutional officer. And so a lot of people just look and say she's a Speaker. She can be, removed and taken away because the Prime Minister might say, I don't want it. You understand? So, maybe he can't do it in this case, but, but I'm just saying is that, and that was taken out of the curriculum of the education system many years ago. And that is education malpractice. Because if the citizens don't know their rights, if the citizens don't know their rights, it can be trampled upon as it is being done. So that's my little take on that. But everything, I'm just listening to it and I'm like, well, I can take you to different parts of the civics for young Jamaica that can show you these things.
Just before you say, boy, that hurt me. But listen, that's how school is, That's how school is. That's how school is. You come around your head, I hurt you. Yeah. Because we seek to educate before we entertain. Yeah. So it's going to hurt you. But you're going to get some laughs along the way. Yeah. You're going to hear some ridiculous things, and not from us, But you're going to hear some things that will make you, and then when you have to go through think about it. I have to go through all them things then. I sit down at night time, and it's like we have nothing else to do. Right now, for the next thing, and we might not even get to it. The next thing with Minister Tufton and his friend, I have 5 documents here. And by the way, the reason why we said that is because we have heard through the grapevine that PSOJ, for years, they've been courting Minister Tufton. He's their poster child for them. They want him to be the next prime minister for years. But he's been tripping over himself. He just can't walk a straight line, Even when he put guardrails, he's still not trip over himself, but trip over the guardrails. He just can't help himself, He cannot help himself. And so it is making it increasingly difficult for them to show the support and get rid of the prime minister. But here is the perfect case for them now to get rid of the prime minister. Perfect. I've heard through the grapevine that they're quietly supporting Paul Buchanan. And they're saying, because if Paul Buchanan wins, the PNP is not going to get a majority, they'll just get another seat. So instead of 28 and 35, it will be 29 and 34. But they will get rid of the prime minister. They meaning his party, because they want to get rid of him. Because him is just like a lightning rod for all kinds of problems. People are saying salt because him salt up the country, him salt up the party. Look, all Miss Jamaica trip on all a broke our hip bar. You know what she broke?
And the soccer team.
The soccer team lose, fire in Westmoreland, Melissa, all kinds of things that happen. Right? So they want to get rid, they would like to get rid of the prime minister. And this way, you see if it happens this way. It's like, for example, if they came out and said, boy, we don't think we have any confidence in you and you should go, it might cause a fight. But if the court says the election is null and void, then they say, what we have to do? We can't have a country without a prime minister. So we have to pick somebody. So bye-bye. Good luck. So that's it. So this is the thing about it, people, that we have Minister Tufton. He's coming up, and we're going to talk to Patrick now. Like I said, we might not get to Minister, but Mr. Tufton not going away now because you can't run and you can't hide. That's a drill. We're not letting go of the drill. Why you know that? The security contract, the 3.1 billion with Marksman, Guardsman, and another company get to protect, Sarah, Southeast Hospital Authority, when they don't have no equipment, nothing inside for them protect, right? But you give big contract for security, well, not him, but contract was given for security, and then when them are secure, there's no equipment inside to help the people. Them, we're not gonna make that gone away. Just like how we're not gonna make the $1 school bus. And when we say $1 school bus, may I refer to my bus, by the way. We're not gonna make that go away because guess what, people? Minister Voss told us in no uncertain terms at a press conference that all of the buses, 110 of them, that the Jamaican government committed $1.4 billion to pay for, that they would all be in country by the end of July. Now we're hearing that it's only a fraction that's there. The full complement is not there. So the question now is, well, where is the money? Or better yet, where are the buses? Give me the money or give me the buses then. And we can't get no answer. Everybody know, them are trying distracting and telling about Melissa. Of course we should focus on Melissa, but we are Jamaicans people. We're bright, we can walk and chew gum at the same time. We can deal with Melissa and hold him accountable at the same time, say, warm to the drill. What? I mean, you know what something will happen? Lambert Brown, Senator Lambert Brown, in the Senate, gave them a bunch of questions concerning the drill. Me with my little fast self now, reach out to him this morning. Come on, find out what I want. So I said to him, sir, good morning. My name is Wilfred Rattigan. I'm just curious to find out whether or not you received answers to the questions you posed concerning the drill. Man wrote me back, one word, 2 letters, N-O. So I wrote him back. And I said to him, because are the people we are dealing with, you know? Are the people we are dealing with? I wrote him back and I said to him, hold on, see? Hold on. All right. I said to him, I said, did you receive responses to your requests concerning the drill? He responded, no. You're not stopping on. You're right. He said, we need to pursue the matter. I'm writing back, true. Well, that's not enough for me. True, not enough for me. So I'm going to write him again and said, no, we want to know what you're going to do for pursue the matter. Not just tell me, say, yeah, we need to pursue the matter. No, we know we need to pursue the matter, Senator Brown. So tell me now, where you're going. If you want me to start draft up some things, then they have no compunction about doing that. I would gladly do that. But these are the things that we're trying to get our people to do. We're trying to get them to be critical thinkers. We're trying to get them to think and at the same time think and at the same time think, meaning that you can address more than one issue at a time. So them can't fool you, them can't come with one issue and bog you down with the one issue, because when they come and bog you, you say, but wait a minute, hold on. What to that thing? I understand what I say about this. Stick up in. One to this one here, one to that one here, and you hold them accountable. Hold them accountable. So, Minister Tufton, I know the long knives have come out and they're sharpening right now for the Prime Minister. And you need to do what you can do, but here's what we are going to do around it. We're going to do what we need to do as well. And we are going to show when we put up this document, 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 and when we put up this document, and then we'll put up some more with Kevin have over Yasso on the thing. And we are going to show the Jamaican people that you, sir, are not worthy of occupying any seat, not in the seat where you have right now. We're going to show that. And you might vex with me, and me never talk about lawsuit, because I waste time if you try to do that, because then all the truth are going to come out. Because one of the things me would have tried to, one of the things, and I will say this and yield the floor to Patrick, one of the things that you're accused of, you and your friend are accused of conflict of interest, because they're saying that you had a relationship with this lady, and you know, relationship could be anything, business, professional, sensual, whatever, but they said, you know this woman, and you acted to some degree on her behalf, and so she get 15 contracts, right? That's what they're saying. And it's amazing, people, and I will show you what the minister said about the relationship, because here's the thing, the law and the policy say that you cannot have a conflict of interest and not tell your superior. So Minister was supposed to go to the Prime Minister and tell him, say, watch out, why, so and so and so and so, and tell him, and it's supposed to be documented. Or just take himself from the conversation, take himself and say, no, I'm not going to get involved with this. Make she go and do her thing. And if she get the contract, she get the contract. But here's what the Integrity Commission didn't do to prove that there was a relationship. They did not ask other people.
Yeah, they were investigating.
Tell me, did you see anything going on between these two? They didn't do that. They did not say, let me grab their phones and look at text messages between them. We have no evidence of that in the report submitted to Parliament. They did not, and this is crucial, people, do the telephone analysis. Look where the phones them ping off of. And if you see the two phones, her phone and Fiend's phone, in at the same location 2 o'clock in the morning, every night, or 3 or 4 nights a week, then you know it's a Tom drunk, but Tom no fool. You know that.
Maybe they're having prayer meetings.
They didn't do that. They didn't do that. At least there's no evidence that they did a telephone analysis in the report that they provided to Parliament. There's no evidence of that. They never talked to nobody. They never. You know what they didn't even do? They didn't even do record checks at the bank to say, okay, the money went from the ministry to Market Me. No, let's follow the money from Market Me to see where that money went, to see if the minister was involved with it, blah, 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 blah. Another thing they didn't do, the law says you can't get any gifts or this or that or that. They didn't ask her, did you give him any Christmas present? Birthday present? Did you ever go on any vacation with him? Who paid for the vacation? And by the way, the minister will not say go on a vacation with her. We just say that they should have asked those questions. Because they didn't even look to see, here's another thing, they didn't even look to see. They came up with a story and said, this is how we met. He said, we met in a social setting. She said, we met in a professional setting. And I can show that in the document. Integrity Commission, you don't need to take off integrity off on the name. Just call yourself commission. Because you don't know what you do. You really don't know what you do. First of all, you don't know if you write a report. When you read the report mumbo jumbo all over the place. You have to sit down with pen and paper and try to sketch it out and say, oh, what, oh, and then some things were supposed to flow up on page 1, you find it at page 30. Some things are supposed to be on page 30, you find it at page 25. And you have to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So they didn't, and then she come and say, oh, okay, thank you very much. Mr. Steele. See them here up. Wait, with the picture there, Kevin. With the other one. I thought somebody was in that picture.
Move it to the left.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Who is this? Who is this? Right?
Market me.
Who is this? So, and again, people, sometimes, like my mother used to say, you have to take serious things and make joke, right? But just to make joke, but it doesn't mean that the matter is a joke. It means you can laugh at certain things because otherwise you might want to cry, right? Because there are things. Here's one of the things she said. She gave a statement about the relationship. She said, I met him, she said, I was working in the party's office and I met him in a professional, she used that word many times, a professional setting. He said, I met her when we were at a running club, social setting, right? And they never dig a little bit deeper to find out what's the real story here between all these two men. Because remember now, what you're trying to prove is that there is a conflict of interest. That's what you're trying to prove. So you go all out to try and prove it. I would. So they didn't look at the bank account to see if money came back anywhere near to, and I'm not saying that money came to him. I'm saying these are things that they should have looked at, and they didn't. It's not in the report that we saw. Not in the report. And I tell you how the Integrity Commission is supposed to take off integrity. They claim that a certain law that they wanted to use against him, they claim that that law was revoked in 2018. I looked, and I know they have a lot of lawyers over at Integrity Commission, but I will tell them this, I will issue a challenge. The little man from Waterhouse, we're not supposed to reach nowhere in life, we'll give them a challenge. I am challenging them. I am willing to take on the entire Integrity Commission, every worker over there, to prove to me that that law expired in 2018, and I am going to prove to them that the law expired in 2019. No ifs, ands, or buts. Them wrong. We can show them that them wrong. And not only that, the Ministry of Finance said them wrong. And them still maintain that it's 2018. And it makes a difference because what happened is that you have some amendments that probably wouldn't apply to the case. So it depends on if it's 2018 or 2019 for that 1 year period. And none of that happened, right? Then you have the minister saying I did not influence any contracts indirectly or indirectly. However, as the minister, when I speak, my staff will listen to me. And I have told my staff that they better treat this lady, they better listen to her and listen to the thing and all of that stuff. Plus, on a weekend, people, outside of the office setting, the minister go meet with the people them to talk about the contract we have got to this lady. It's not the report. It's in the report. There are so many things in the report. Here's another thing that most of you don't know. There is a quarterly database that every 3 months, contracts amounting to a certain amount, you must put them in this database. And here is where, I'm not tell you why them protect the integrity of them name. Here is what Mr. Greg Christie, when he was a contractor general, here is what he said. He said, we have a zero tolerance. Whoever responsible, and it's the permanent secretary, whoever is responsible for entering this information in the database must. Here's what he said. The Office of the Contractor General's QCA's zero tolerance policy dictates that a failure or refusal on the part of any public body to comply with the QCA requisition results in the automatic referral of the head of the delinquent public body to the Director of Public Prosecutions for criminal prosecution. No exception to this application of this policy has ever been allowed by me. If you don't put that contract in the database, you are referred for prosecution. This law, this thing will never end. And put the section to under section 29B of the Contractor General Act. No, section 29B of the Contractor General Act was in place when this young lady, the Prime Minister, the minister's friend, when she got her first contract was in January of 2017. This law was in place. So the question then is, well, all right, who get referred then? The contract wasn't in the database. So who get referred for prosecution? Who? At the time they had, at the time they had, I'll tell you who them did have there as, they did have a lady, and you'll call out the name. They have a lady, all right, they have a lady, two ladies I know who were there. First of all, there was a Kenneth Harvey, who was a permanent secretary from December 2014 to July 2016. Then there's a lady called Elaine Foster Allen. Then there's another lady called Sansia Bennett Templer in 2017. One of them two that's supposed to go to prison. Then you have Dunstan Bryan. I'm tempted to call him Dunsback, but I won't. Dunstan Bryan from November 2018 to August 2024. One of these two people, Elaine Foster Allen or Sansia Bennett, supposed to be referred to the DPP for prosecution. And guess what, people? No prosecution. And you know where the commission say? Not the Integrity Commission, the commission. You know what I'm saying? Them say because we couldn't find the requisition that the Contractor General issued. Man, oh man. People, remember what I'm telling you, it was Greg Christie who made this pronouncement to Parliament when he was the Contractor General. When this investigation was going on with Minister Tufton and his friend, guess who was the Executive Director of the Commission? None other than Greg Christie. Why them never asked Greg Christie? Said, Greg Christie, where the requisition there? And guess what happened, people? The requisition went to every government agency, ministry, and department. And you tell me someone can't find it? Or can't find it? Commission can't find it. And the man who made the statement, and him lead the commission. And they never even got to him and say, hey, we can't find the requisition. But we have the statement saying, we use a zero policy. So where is it? And worst case scenario, if you can't find it, something called best evidence rule. If you can't find it, what do? You bring in the witness. If you can't find the paper, you bring in the witness and make him come in and testify. And guess what? See paper here, you know. See paper here. Oh, hold on, let me show him do that. Hold on. Sorry.
We do have the electronic copy.
Yes, sorry. Wait again. Talk to me quick now. Which one we say? Which one we have it again?
On the Tufton.
On the Tufton
2025.
Oh, yeah, have it on the Tufton?
Yes, sir.
Contractor General. Oh, is this Contractor General annual report? Sita people. That's I'm not love Kevin enough people. I'm not without him, you know. Believe me, I am nothing without this man here. Sita. Hold on there. Sit right as well. Sita. See there, Contractor General's introductory remarks, Office of the Contractor General, Annual Report 2010. Now, you tell me, say, Mr. Greg Christie couldn't find this to give them? See, hold on, let me go down. Let me go down now. Let me show you. All right. See it, see the part of me just read tuning like this, huh? See it, see it right here. Let me put that green, Kevin's favorite color, and nice it up. Here it is, right here. It says the a failure or refusal on the part of any public body, any means all. With see the word that talk about a requisition. And the requisition is just an order saying that you have to do it. That's all it is. It says it results in the automatic referral of the head of the delinquent public body to the DPP for what? Criminal prosecution under section 29B. See it, and it says no exception to the application of the policy has ever, see it right there, sir? Has ever been allowed by me in 4 years that it has been enforced. So now, people tell me now, why is it that one of these two women, why they never refer them for prosecution? And that is one. And the second thing is, them claims them couldn't find the requisition. The requisition is just a piece of paper saying that everybody must have to follow this. No, him come and say everybody's following it. Him say everybody's following it. And you tell me, say, to every agency, every public body, and nobody can find it? And then if nobody can find it, I could just say nobody can find it. You have the next best evidence right there. The man is in charge of the commission, and them don't ask him nothing. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we can't prosecute nobody because we can't find the requisition. Nobody don't know what to it and all that stuff. You know what, people? Let me remove this. It's just a taste. Me going on. Minister Tufton, prepare yourself because we're not going anywhere. And you and your friend, we're going to do the thing the right way. We're not going to do it the way the Integrity Commission or the Commission did it. We're going to do it the right way. And we're going to show the people. Along the way, we're going to teach civics and we're going to teach basic investigative techniques. And we're going to teach interrogation and interview techniques. We're going to use your case, this case, as an object lesson for everybody. We're going to use it as a test case and we're going to teach so many things from it. So you will hear your name mentioned, you're going to hear your name mentioned quite a few times on the program going forward, because we're not going to make it ghetto, because it's 78 million Jamaican dollars went to Market Me for 15 contracts. We never start talking about direct contracting, emergency contracting. People, we don't have enough time, Kevin, because we will talk about emergency contract, because guess what happened now, people? That is how them are going to thief some of the money now, you know. Emergency contracts. And we are going to show you what are the requirements for an emergency contract. We're going to show you the requirements for a direct contract. And then we're going to show you that the minister's friend should not have gotten, at the very least, the first contract. You know why? If you have two contractors providing the same service or able to provide the same service, you cannot give a direct contract. And we're going to show that there was another person providing essentially the same services as Market Me, and they were in line before Market Me. They had contracted with the government, and all of a sudden we're going to hear nothing more about them. And then think of the last point before Patrick jump on. Last point. I think she said she met the minister 20, somewhere. Met in 2011 or something like that. 2011, and they started, and she started Market Me in 2013, something like that. 2013, who was in power? PNP was in power. If you have this, and you claim it's so unique, and it's a developmental tool, why didn't you give it to the PNP?
Hey!
Why didn't you go to the Minister of Health at that time and say, listen, I have a program here that's going to benefit all Jamaicans. Here it is. And why you never do it? Also, why is it under the direct contracting? For procurement purposes, you cannot submit a contract and have the ministry help you.
Why people
correct your mistakes to get the contract? You can't do it. And guess what, panelists and listeners? That's exactly what happened in this case.
People, I'm sorry about that. Pan Bolo VNR 2.0, you know? The phone turned off and I never realized it. And by the time I realized it, it was too late. It was too late. Alright, so yeah. Let me just share this before I go. This is our live stream. I believe I'm on live stream this 1 hour ago. Anne-Marie Wright. She do a live stream. Can go check it out.
That the lightning draw an X, and the X that the lightning draw into St. James, it becomes a gate and it opens. You know what I'm saying? It just opens like this. It opens like a gate.
So the lady will have the vision, Anne-Marie Wright. She do a live stream and I explain the vision, and you can check her out on Facebook. See there? Can check her out on Facebook, alright? Alright? Check her out on Facebook. Anne-Marie Wright, Prophetess AMBDR. Check her out on Facebook, alright? Phone yourself and listen. You can depend yourself for hours and hours. This is how I want to show before I go away. Big up Sean Paul. You know what I mean?
What's the mission?
We are trying to sprinkle it every week. Well, last week when I was here, I tell you I'm going to forward back. Next week I'm going to send back again until the place built. You understand? Reason why you're so first in certain terms, you know it's the hub. You know, say people need that for their moral. When we pass through here, sir, and see one table, remember hard job come and say, yo, we can't even buy the soup or so I feel good for no say. Right now we are built back. Right? I'm promising the last week, I'm there now. So I don't want nobody feel like they get left off because the next week they're there and the next week they're there. You understand? We are built back the place. Put where we are give into this, so make yes can be back at economic hub and make back money, please. That's what we are at. So we like to see the progress, we've seen it, and we are cleaning up the beach, and we just want to make you know straight love. See? That's that we are dealing with. No farmer, no problem, no politics against this or that, or the straight love.
And remember again, please, when you use the product them and fix what the shop them, you can pass and good and system greatness.
Yeah, man.
We're going to check on any house on have a mash down. We're going to check on that. That's but them goods that I get right now, I have to build up the shop them.
I'm fixing here, so it's not just, it help a lot of people moral to see back the place, full and vibrant. So make you do it. Make you do it, yeah?
To do it together. So the mission is to build back the place. All right, build back border. What's the mission? Build back border. That is it.
You know, so me I wonder if we got that place already. One portion of shop did there and then sell bami and fish and soup and then sit there. I wonder if I that same spot there. Is there between St. James and Trelawney? No, St. James and Manchester. Or something like so. I believe I spot them at about, but yeah, big up Sean Paul, you know. You know what I mean? For that work there. And that thing the way I do. And that bridge, you know, when I roll with him. Food boss.
Eternal Father.
So him and Sean Paul work together. See there? Man, them carry all type of supply and just food alone. Material for them build back them place, care packages. No ID necessary, no TRN necessary. You hear that? Just give people water and you know? Give people food, you know? Yeah. In a real life. Listen now, one.
Devastation up there. Everywhere sell them. Shop, house, everything. People homeless and everything there.
No clothes, no
food, no if sleep and anything there.
No couple people pass and have to get clothes and food and water.
Yeah, man. I'll shop them and shop them lose their roof and anything there. Like post them pop down. Wire pop down. We don't think we'll get back now Quran for now. They say about 4 months to 5 months before Quran come back. I never see nothing like this when I'm born to blow. A documentary alone, I see them stand up and never witnessed it in 2 years yet.
I know. Brother.
I'm sorry for your country. The country mash up.
Well, I've been doing this over 19 years and it has been going good. Moving excellent too. Good. As I'm only one bucket me have left. But me have a little secret when me add to it, you know, forget. My specialty is yes.
That's all. I wish you all the best.
Yes.
You look fabulous. You can see that.
Please don't.
Alright, my people, man, I left it right there, so. I don't know if I'm doing a live tonight, you know. I'm not sure. Nah, go around and I'm not telling no lie. But if you see me though. I feel like I want to do one video and put out though, because something come to my attention and I never did know. My screen record the part of my want still. So I'm gonna do my little video for put out. So big up on yourself. Guys, just big up Will Rattigan, you know, make sure so go over there, go subscribe. Alright, to your page. Alright. And also, we have a couple of videos where you might be interested to check out. Them video. ODPEM Leslie Harrow. Definitely check this out. TRN for Relief ID, check that out. But I don't even understand how this a video not get no traction. But hey, them 2 videos there. Yeah man, all I 4 videos them on the top. Check out them 4 videos. This, we now have asking to check out that. December 8th is going to be interesting. Wow, in the courts. It's going to be very interesting in the courts. See you guys later. Have a good one, alright? Peace and blessings. Yeah.